Hello.
Hello. All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of the Draft Nerds podcast. We are here joined with a lot of the usual suspects from uh, Draft Nerds. You've seen these guys around at the Senior Bowl. You've seen these guys on Twitter. You've seen these guys on their own platforms. None other than Mr. J. Robbins and Mr. Jordan, a.k.a. My Name Won't Fit. What's up, fellas? Oh, not to mention, he ain't showing his face, so that's why I almost forgot about him. My guy Tate, Houston Texans fan. But this man is incredible when it comes to understanding the draft and who's in it and who's who you should know. And what's up, fellas?
What's going on, fellas? What's going on?
What
Life is doing great right now. Glad to be back in Draft Nerds.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Draft.
Listen,
We're starting out like right now. We got a little David Walker here on the film. Little David Walker, upcoming draft, Central Arkansas, pass rusher. Mel Kiper put out his final mock, and he has the Ravens taking David Walker in the second round, which is interesting. A little mixed opinions when it comes to Ravens fans on that, but I like David Walker. I do think in the right system, with the right players around him, he can be very, very good. We do have a guy like Chuck Smith, who's a pass rush extraordinaire, that I think would help him immensely. And then to be able to learn from guys like Kyle Van Noy, be interesting. So before we just get into all that, Jay, Jordan, Tate, how have you guys been? Where have you guys been? And what do you guys got coming up? What are you guys doing before the draft? Jay, you start.
well, life's been pretty busy right now. I got a new job over at Stampede Blue, a Colts site that I've been writing for the past couple of months now. So that's been really fun. Right now, I got invited to the Draft Professors 32 team mock draft event. I will be GMing the Indianapolis Colts. Been kind of wheeling and dealing a little bit as that role. It's like a giant draft simulation with all 32 teams, 32 like different analysts who all compiled their own war rooms. And so we'll be trying to do some streams on that in the next week. That's going to be starting on Thursday through Saturday this week. So I'm very excited to get that draft simulation up and show everyone what these teams will do.
Absolutely. I love it. All right, Jordan, what about you?
My phone finally got fixed, so I can jump back to places now. Everybody who's been throwing shots, be tested. I'm ready. I'm back better than ever. As for things I'm planning out, obviously we're doing the draft live. That'll be fun. I want to release positional rankings by the end of hopefully next week is my plan. And I'm really excited to get this draft class on. There's some day 3 guys I still got to watch, but I feel pretty ready right now. It's really good to be this far into the draft class.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Tate.
Oh man, life's been great. I can't complain at all. I've been working, got a new job, been working 50 plus hours overtime, being good. I've been living the dream, man. Taking care of family. Got that straightened out now. I'm getting back into the draft, pretty good. And I'm good to be on with some real draft people so I can also learn and get to share what I got, but also get to know what you guys got, because I know you guys got a lot.
Yes, sir. And for me, the week of the draft, I'll be releasing my final mock draft, publishing it through Substack. Every year for the last 4 years, I've done I've published my mock draft through Substack, and it'll be a full report written up, first round write-ups, why I think which this player or that player should be, why that I chose that player for that pick, whatever. And I've been pretty good, man. My last couple of mocks, man, when I've done the final mocks, I've been pretty spot on. I actually what was the draft that Anthony Richardson went to the Colts? I literally almost predicted that entire first. I hit on Zay Flowers to the Ravens. I hit on Bryce Young to the Carolina, obviously everybody hit that one. To the Texans, Richardson and the Colts. I hit the only one I didn't really hit was to the Eagles because that wasn't supposed to happen. That wasn't supposed to happen. We weren't supposed to allow the Eagles to get Jalen Carter, but I did hit
do it every year. You have to expect that someone falls into the lap of the Eagles who should not be there, whether it's round 1 or round 2 or even both. They're black magic when it comes to the draft. They find a way.
He said, or even both. So real.
So real indeed.
Man, last year I was like, why did we let them get Cooper DeJean and Quinion? Like, our one issue with them, or the biggest issue with them was their defensive backfield, and we just let them get 2 of the top DBs in the draft.
And we'll have all of this happening and being like, how did we allow this to happen? Fully forgetting that the Raiders and Browns going to make draft picks too.
Yeah. They get to pick. Unfortunately, they get to pick too, right?
Can we just them just pick? Like, let's just move on to that point.
I would love to see a war room for the Mike Mayock Jets. I would love to see what their top 200 looked like more than I think any team in the history of time.
All right, guys, we're gonna get Damon Arnett.
Yeah. Exactly.
We need some speed, someone who can go real fast. Henry Ruggs.
He's a 5th round corner to everybody else, but he's number 1 in our hearts.
That was perhaps one of the worst drafts you've ever seen, where every single pick spectacularly blew up in their face. It was, including multiple first rounders.
Cleveland Farrell, who could forget?
Oh man, that was a.
They drafted captains, though. They drafted captains for leadership.
Yeah. Now, they did get Brock Bowers, which the one time that they made a good pick was right before my Colts were going to pick, with 2 picks earlier, and suspiciously, straight up immediately after that.
Man, I knew Flowers was going to be a Raven, bro. That whole year, I just kept mocking Zay to the Ravens. Even when I tried not to, I just kept coming back to Zay. Remember we would do mocks, Jay, and I'd be like, I'm not going to put Zay Flowers this time for the Ravens. But then they get to it, I'm like, I just got to pick him. He's right there. I would literally have to force myself.
Where I just, out of spite and just trying to do something different with our mocks so that way it was not every single time. I would make the team, right before, 2 picks before the Ravens, pick Zay, even if it wasn't the greatest, because it's let's change it up for God's sakes.
I never
for the obvious
when he mocked Zay to the Patriots just to spite me.
To be fair, Patriots needed a wide receiver. It wasn't too crazy.
They really did. They still need a wide receiver.
I was gonna say they always do, don't they?
Yeah, they always do. I think the Patriots are up there with the rate. We had a little issue. All right, so I think the Patriots are up there with the Ravens with not having wide receiver issues the longest. They've had, we've had wide receiver issues for a long time, but so have they. But Brady has covered it up for a long time that people didn't really
1 year of
realize it, right? He was out there getting it done with Chris Hogan and guys like that, and
1 year of Randy Moss.
Who's out there getting it done?
Blinder ever.
I'm still shocked that they didn't get Ladd McConkey.
So he was out there getting it done, man, with guys that he wasn't supposed to be getting it done with. So
they are the epitome of the exciting whites team when it comes to their wide receivers.
So the Patriots are watching him, but then they got distracted. They got distracted by the long snappers, so they couldn't finish the film study.
Oh yeah, good. And how the Packers didn't get long snapper Cameron Cheeseman, but Washington did, will baffle me to this day. I just
I was looking at something the other day. This is a side note, but like
Central Arkansas. Like I said, the reason, intrigued by him, Mel Kiper mocked him to the Ravens. In his final mock draft, he mocked Malachi Starks in the first round to the Ravens, and then he mocked David Walker to the Ravens in the second round. I mean, if that happened, I wouldn't be upset with that. To have those two players coming in on this defense, I think it would really help the Ravens defense a lot. Gives them some versatility and gives them two positions that I think they really need. They'll be high on their priority list. I probably would go a little different. You're about to see in the mock draft what we're going to do with the second round pick. But we'll see. I was the first person, pat on my back, to mock Malachi Starks to the Ravens when people were telling me there was no way he was going to be there. And now everybody thinks he's going to be there.
I still don't. I'm not buying into this media false narrative that Malachi Starks is going to be all the way available at the back of round one. Because
I remember saying that about Kyle Hamilton. I remember saying that about Brian Branch.
Exactly. Brian Branch.
Value, and it is so
well,
upsetting.
The thing is, they told me that
value these guys. Come on.
They said Kyle wouldn't fall. He did. They said no way Zay would be there at 22. He was. They said Nate Wiggins would not be there at 30. He was. And then now I'm saying Malachi Starks, and they're still fighting. It shows me these people don't learn, Like, how many times do I have to show you that I'm a wizard at this thing before you start to believe me? Like, do I need to pick every single pick right? Like, jeez.
Yeah.
The real question to determine if you were truly a draft savant, a true nerd, was did you pick the Atlanta Falcons last year to get Michael Penix Jr.?
My claim to fame is the Jordan Love Packers.
Michael Penix to the Falcons was like, that was the ultimate bracket buster. That no one had that on their bracket.
I was in Detroit in the NFL media newsroom covering the draft that year, or and there was audible gasps throughout the entire room. Not a single soul. And literally the other table, right across from me was Falcons reporters, and they were scrambled. They had no idea because, of course, you signed Kirk Cousins to this massive deal for multiple years, $100 million total. You're not going to be expecting a quarterback, even if he's older. You're not going to be expecting, especially round one, and then all of a sudden, top 8 pick, you put it on Michael Penix Jr. Granted, it worked out, but then why give the man that much money? What is the balance?
Matt, why didn't you have that in your mock draft? I thought you're supposed to get every pick right.
You talking about Michael Penix?
Yeah.
Because you know what it was? The Falcons figured out that I figured their pick out, and so they changed it to make sure that I wouldn't be right. This is a conspiracy.
You could tell when they did the DX.
There's Latu, there's Jared Verse. Nah, we're gonna go Michael Penix.
They looked at it and said, "God damn it, you picked it again. Let's switch it up, guys."
They went up on
figured it out again.
They went up on the podium and DX chopped you. They DX chopped you.
They did. They said, "Suck it." And with that, we're going to go to the and with that, on that note, we're going to go to the mock draft. So this is how we're going to break it down, guys. I didn't tell these guys before during the pre-show who they're going to be picking for, so it's going to be fun for them. All right. So I'm going to pick for the North because I'm the host and I get to pick for whoever I want to pick for. and then last mock, I actually gave the North to someone else. So I'm going to pick for the North. Jay, you're going to pick for the South, except for the Texans. You're going to give the Texans to Tate. Tate, you're going to pick for the West. And then we're going to have Jordan pick for the East.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we got the West, North, the East, and the South covered. So before we get into this mock, fellas, are you happy with the conferences that you got? Or the divisions that you got?
I'm happy. There's a lot of rebuilding that needs to go on in the South with some of these teams reloading. So that always makes it the most interesting conversations. We don't need to build up these playoff teams. They have everything. Let's start these guys, build them up, and see if we can turn them into actually better teams. Actually,
all right. What about you, Jordan? You happy? You like the East?
I mean, it's my least favorite, but I finally get to fix the Giants.
I finally get to fix the Giants. Fixing. We're here to fix. Hey, fans of all 32 teams, thank us later. We're here to help you. We're here to build your teams and make you into something, even if you're nothing. And this is the time of year where everyone gets hope. Everyone feels good. Everyone feels like they have a chance until the season starts. But for right now, you do have a chance.
Yeah, and don't be confused. Jaguars fans, Titans fans, listen, I understand. You see the hat, you see the jerseys, you see Michael Pittman Jr., and you're going to be thinking, he's not going to pick good guys. No.
He's not going to pick good guys.
I am your GM. I will bring you your first Super Bowls. Maybe. Can't guarantee it off of one draft, but I'll try.
And with the first pick in the mock draft, Jay Robinson selects Jackson Dart for the Tennessee Titans.
Destroyed your franchise immediately.
No. We're going to do this right. We're going to be picking the obvious pick because trades are not allowed in this scenario. Am I correct?
We can do trades.
Oh, we're allowing trades. Okay, now
I'm okay with trades. I'm okay with trades.
So the thing is, me personally, I don't think the Titans are at this point with their roster that any quarterback can really succeed. I would be looking to trade down. However, at this point, there is literally not any quarterbacks worthy of signing or trading for that are really available for the Titans to go in a different direction. Now, they could try and be patient and wait another year, but the problem is they've had a lot of front office change over the past couple of years where they've had the leadership go year to year to year with so many power struggles. I don't think they're going to have the patience to say, you know what, we don't like this quarterback class. Let's wait for next year and let's let Levis be a tank commander for another year. They're going to have to go Cam Ward. Everything is screaming Cam Ward to the Titans. Lock it in. But
about to call
I would trade back personally.
As a Giants fan, I'm doing whatever I can to move up to get Cam Ward.
Yeah, we can go through a hypothetical scenario of what would the Giants give up to trade up to get Cam Ward.
What you want.
I mean, I honestly think that at this point, I think that it's pretty much a done deal. Cam Ward is the pick.
Yeah.
I think it is. It just it's pretty much a done deal. I mean, they didn't get the trades that they wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And because there's not the top tier, generational type quarterback there, no one's trying to trade up.
Yeah. This is the draft where everyone's trying to trade back because there's this huge depth of the class, not the top end of the first round, but more so back end of first round up until the beginning of round 3, where it's pretty much almost everyone's the same tier. So that's where everyone really wants to get is these day 2 picks.
I don't know if there's going to be any superstars per se in this draft, but there will be a lot of starters in this draft. I think there'll be a lot. Teams will find a lot of guys who will start for them day 1 and beyond. And if you need starters, this is the draft for you. If you need stars, then maybe not. But all right, with that being said, Jay, you are on the clock for the Tennessee Titans.
The Tennessee Titans select Cam Ward, quarterback, Miami.
I love it. 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 All right. So, sir, tell us why you went with the gold from the University of Miami. Explain it to us. Like we're 5 years old.
This man, he is a gunslinger. He has the it factor in terms of being able to diagnose plays at post snap, make something happen when everything's breaking down. That is something that they sorely have lacked. Now, he doesn't always make the greatest decisions, which seems a little bit like what they had with Levis, but he's much better at avoiding pressure, much better at buying time, reading blitzes pre-snap, that you're not going to have as many devastating plays of just ugly, ugly sacks. He can actually make something downfield a lot more at a higher rate. Sure, there's going to be some like issues here or there where he makes like these crazy Brett Favre-like interceptions, but his high ceiling is insane compared to the rest of this class. So you got to take Cam Ward and hope that you can develop a support staff around him where you try and build up this offensive line. You try and get him some weapons later on because they sorely need it. And then we'll see what happens with the defense later on.
All right. Love it. Tate, what do you think about Cam Ward coming to your division, sir?
I think about Cam Ward coming to the AFC South is, number one, I finally have a reason to go see the Tennessee Titans when they come to NRG Stadium. That's number one. Number two, I love it. I love bringing on the competition. I feel like the talent in the AFC South at the quarterback position has gotten better. You know, some of the guys are still young. They've kind of regressed a little bit, but the talent is there. And I think Cam Ward will add to that talented stable of young QBs in the AFC South. But it's still no match for number 7, Mr. Coldest Aldridge Stroud. So he's still no match for number 7.
Joe, what do you think?
I like it. I mean, I'm the Cam Ward guy. I've been the Cam Ward guy since day one. He's obviously got stuff he's got to work on. He's a little wild at times. But when you're talking about pure upside, he's got an upside that the rest of this class doesn't have. He makes some crazy throws that nobody on this planet should be able to make. And if you're trying to find a superstar, you might not have it in this draft class, but it's the closest thing you're going to get to it at the quarterback position.
And in the AFC, you got to take a swing at quarterback. You can't be going for these okay game managers, especially if you don't have the team around them to succeed, because let's be real, the AFC is the quarterback conference, and it has been that way for a long time. Like, the 5th best quarterback in this class is the first one that you start to say, okay, he might not be an MVP level candidate.
Yeah.
You know, because you got Mahomes, you got Allen, you got Lamar, you got Burry. And then, okay, who else can be the best quarterback in this division or in this conference besides the MVP regulars? So, got to take a shot.
I agree. I think, my comp for him, and this was like going back to last year when he was with the
Cougars.
Washington State Cougars, with Steve McNair. It reminds me so much of Steve McNair, and then it's just so fitting that the Titans end up with the first pick of the draft because he does remind me so much of Air McNair, God rest his soul. So I think it's a great pick for the Titans, and congratulations, Tennessee. You have your franchise quarterback. You don't have to worry about the guy who eats mayonnaise sandwiches anymore, and we move. And that takes me to the second pick in the draft, representing the AFC North. And with that pick, the Cleveland Browns select Travis Hunter.
Oh.
Big play. Cornerback, wide receiver out of Colorado. Just an absolute difference maker. He is a guy who can play 2 positions that they need. They could use an outside corner, but really what they really need is a wide receiver. And he seems to love receiver more than he loves corner. He'll get to play that a lot. Cleveland needs to sell hope to that franchise. The Browns, they need to sell hope to that fan base, right? They need butts in the seats. And if nothing else, Travis Hunter will put butts in the seats. He will get people interested to come out to the games to see, a generational type talent. Is it the quarterback? No, but stick around. That quarterback may be coming. But here, you got a chance to take a generational talent. You take him. Jay, what do you think?
Yeah, Travis Hunter, he is the wide receiver 1 on my board, and he's the cornerback 1 on my board. Whether he goes full-time at one position or the other, or he gets like a little bit of like some packages as wide receiver, or sometimes like comes in as like a rotational corner, you're going to get a great guy. Or hell, you can have him full-time potentially. He already showed he could do that at a high level in college. We could see if his stamina will keep up at the pro level of that. That would be insane. We haven't had that since like 1950s or 60s era football of someone being full-time on both sides. But yeah, he certainly brings the hope. He's the number 1 player on my board overall in this class. And of course, quarterback-wise, they are stuck with this Deshaun Watson just abomination of a contract. So they're going to have to get some young talent there at some point, but maybe it'll be in this class, maybe not.
Yeah. I mean, to your point real quick, though, like Travis would probably be able to play both ways full-time in the NFL because in college, you're playing more plays, right? Like they barely ever huddle in college, right? A lot of the plays are from the line. They're getting the signal from the sideline. You're seeing coaches hold up signs, right? Giving the plays. They're going rapid pace, right? College is all about playing as many plays or running as many plays as possible. You're not seeing a lot of huddling in between plays. So the NFL game is slower. And because it's slower, that allows Travis to be able to, who's a fine-tuned athlete already, that allows him to be able to catch his breath and be ready for the next play. So I actually think there's a higher chance of him actually playing both ways full time, just because he'll play both ways in the NFL and still play less snaps. Jordan,
I like it. It's definitely not the direction I thought you were going to go, knowing you. But that being said, I still really think at the same time, the Browns just need something that's exciting. Like they just need something that's actually a highlight, something to enjoy, because they haven't had anything besides Myles Garrett to enjoy for like the past few years now at this point.
Yep.
And it's like, even if it doesn't work, at least it's a fun attempt.
It is. It is. I mean, with Nick Chubb being gone, Deshaun not working, they really need some star power over there in Cleveland. And then, if they take Shador here at the second pick, if it doesn't work, oh man, that is like catastrophic for an organization. That is catastrophic for an organization to go from Deshaun Watson failure and then Shador Sanders, if it doesn't work, failure. Like that organization may not even recover from that. Tate, what do you think?
I was surprised at the Travis Hunter, but I would say you put Travis Hunter with the resurgence of Jerry Jeudy at the end of last year, and of course one of the top 5 tight ends in Njoku. One thing as if you're a quarterback, you're gonna have some studs to throw the football to, and I think Travis Hunter with his explosiveness also helped Njoku and Jeudy in terms of space in the field for them. I love it. I love the field, and we know there's some guys in Cleveland in that secondary. It's time to get paid, so they can definitely see some of those, maybe 1 or 2 of those guys get moved, and he can slide right in. I'm a big Travis Hunter guy, so I think he can play both ways. I think he's a generational athlete that way. So I hope he gets the opportunity to showcase his talents.
Matt on that mute.
Yo, Matt, can't hear.
Yeah, you're on mute.
Sorry, guys. I did mute my mic there. All right. So with that being said, the East is on the clock. So that is my guy Jordan. My name won't fit. Where you said in the beginning of the show that you were going to turn around the Giants. So what do you do here?
So it's interesting, right? Because honestly, I thought the direction you were going to go was going to put Travis Hunter in my ballpark, but it hasn't happened that way. I also think when you're drafting for the Giants, the Browns really played the Giants' hand, where it's like if the Browns don't take a quarterback, you can almost shoe them to take one in the second round. So those 4 guys that even have any semblance of interest, like 3 of 4 are most likely going to be gone by the next time the Giants pick. I think when you're looking at the Giants, kind of similar to what Matt was saying about the Browns, you just have to have a semblance of something interesting. Like, it's been too boring. Like, your last attempt on a franchise quarterback was Daniel Jones. Like, it's time to just shoot the shot. We've been hearing from the media as the New York Giants that we don't take black quarterbacks. So we're going to prove them wrong this year. We're going to have Jameis Winston, Russell Wilson, and our 3rd overall pick of Shador.
Love it, Shador Sanders.
And I'm not even the biggest Shador fan, but if you're there, you have to take it. You have to shoot the shot. You're not going to have another chance to take a quarterback. Like, if you think the guy's there, then you take the guy.
All right, so break it down. Why do you think Shador would be a good fit for the Giants?
Like I said, kind of going earlier, it's like needing of star power, but it's also giving Shador time to fix some of the habits that he made in college that were horrible, because he's not going to have to go right away with Jameis and Russ being there. So, like, a lot of those footwork problems, a lot of the problems where you see where Shador tends to, like, think he's more mobile than he is. Like, a preseason will show him a lot on that. But on top of that, like, he won't have the pressure to start right away until the New York media gets crazy, which could happen. But it will be towards the end of the year when the Giants are, like, 4-12 anyway. So we're going to be fine. The biggest thing is we just needed a star. We needed somebody who got Giants fans excited, because as great as Dexter Lawrence is, it's not going to be a marketable position. We just need a market. The Jets are falling apart right now. They don't have a quarterback. So, like, we need a quarterback in the city of New York, and we're about to convert some Jets fans along the way.
Hey, love it. Jay, what's your thoughts?
I'm going to be honest, big board wise, very big reach. But at the same time, hey, I agree. You got to take a shot at a quarterback if you feel like you're not going to be in this position in future years, especially with Russ there, with Jameis there. I mean, that does bring up the floor for the New York Giants. So I can see the logic behind it. It certainly isn't like the biggest swing in terms of like pure upside at the quarterback position. But if he can learn how to play the way that his actual strengths are, rather than trying to be something he's not, then he can be a really solid NFL quarterback for a long time. So I see the potential there. Might not be the best like overall player on the board, but need-wise and just for like long-term stability of the team, it makes sense.
Man, I'm a huge Shador Sanders fan. Like, I love Shador. I think he's going to be a great quarterback in the NFL. I think his strengths fit with the NFL game. I think he'll play better. He'll play behind a better offensive line than he's ever had, because in college he's had really bad offensive lines. He'll play with a team that'll actually run the football, unlike in college where there was no running game in Colorado whatsoever. They just threw the ball like almost exclusively. And so when you have no running game to keep defenses honest, it makes it even harder to do what he did. He throws with touch, he throws with anticipation, he throws with accuracy. Those are the things you need to be successful, and he already has an elite receiver over there, elite neighbors, to help out with the transformation process. And you get to learn from Russ for a year, and then you go out there and see what you can do. I really like it.
That's a side note I want to add too, because it's something I think about a lot. This has always been something that I talk about with quarterbacks, especially, is like, I think when you go to those bigger schools, you have more room to fail in the NFL, because you don't know how to deal with adversity, because you've never had to deal with it, because your entire team is first-round receivers and linemen for like days. And I think one of the coolest things about this draft, and I can't ever recall a draft ever being like this, is where the two top quarterbacks are from Jackson State and Carter Ward when they started playing. Like the adversity both of those guys had to face is like insane to this level. And to be like the first and the second quarterback taken, that's gonna be nuts.
I mean, it shows you
0-star quarterback years and years ago when he was recruited, and now he's the first overall pick favorite. Like, talk about 0 to hero.
Yeah, absolutely love it. All right, back with the AFCs, we got Jordan. What do the Patriots do here now that Shedeur is off the board, Travis is off the board? I'm sure New England is not happy about seeing Travis go off the board. So what do the Patriots do here, sir?
We're not happy about it, but we thought about it, and we had a long-term thought process within ourselves internally. We were like, oh man, Travis Hunter's not on the board, but all of a sudden, the best player in the draft still. And even though it's not our biggest need in the world, we're the Patriots. We're not going to be good for a minute. So we might as well just take the biggest swings where we could get star players. And there's a star player right there from Penn State. And we're taking Abdul Carter.
Ooh. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Yes,
I thought you were going to go offensive line here. All right. So reaction. Jay, you go first.
I'm screwing up Fox.
Jordan, what did Drake May do to hurt you so much? Like,
that's what I'm saying too.
We have seen how bad that offensive line was with the Patriots. They kept Drake May, even knowing that he was the better quarterback, from starting just to avoid punishment behind how bad this offensive line was.
And he's going to have to deal with it one more year because I got Abdul Carter.
God going, Jordan.
I agree. Value-wise, like, you're going for the best player on the board. Absolutely. But also, the Andrew Luck fan in me is screaming, no. Don't make the same mistakes that Ryan Grigson did. Especially when there are some really, really good offensive linemen on the board. But I do see your point. And, hey, it's about the best player, and we just figure it out from there.
Hey, during that time, the Colts didn't have Abdul Carter on the board. He on the board in this.
Fair. Instead, we have your But at the same time, they didn't have an offensive lineman like Armand Membu on the board.
Yeah. Tate, what's your thoughts?
I hate it. and Jordan, my man, you know I love you, but hey man, can Drake May get any kind of help? Is the only help we're gonna get him is a torn ACL Stephon Diggs. That's the only thing we got for Drake May out here, man. You know, look, I understand, you know, hey, look, you put Milton Williams in Baltimore, a healthy Baltimore, Landry, Abdul Carter with those guys, some good vets that he can learn from, and they can definitely make some noise on defense. But if I have to watch some more all 22 of the Patriots offense, like I've had to watch the last 2 years, I'm going to have to gouge my own eyes out, man. Just do something on offense, man.
That offensive line was very bad. Like, I watched them in preseason last year against the Commanders, their first team offense. They literally couldn't even run a play because their O-line was so bad.
And now nobody's going to run a play against us with Abdul Carter coming right at you.
Defense is going to be fun. Vrabel is a very happy man. Drake May is not. So.
And you know who else is going to be very angry? Stephon Diggs, because he won't get the ball because his quarterback will be on the ground.
Insert Joe Burrow meme of
yeah.
We
got Bill Carter. We're having a vibe.
We're having a vibe. We're having a vibe.
We're catching
a vibe, man. We're catching a vibe, man. His laid back tie-dye attitude. All right, so Jacksonville, the South is back on the clock. What do they do?
Well, they could go BPA right here. they could very much go for a trade back, since I think there's quite a few needs that they have.
Mhm.
I think they would certainly be taking calls based off of who's available, but of course, I don't know if this is the draft where anyone's going to be calling up to get to the 5th overall pick.
Ring, ring, ring. Let's see if we can make a deal.
Ring, ring, ring. Hello.
Let's see. Hold on. No. Let me make sure. Yeah. It's me. Yeah. Ring, ring, ring. Hello, Jacksonville. It is the Chicago Bears.
Matt's been big on this one.
And we would love to trade up to your pick. What do you think? Would you guys be interested in moving back to 10?
Well, it depends on what you're giving us.
All right. Let's go to our little trade here, simulator.
Mm-hmm.
And let's go to my picks. I would be willing, sir, good sir, to go up 5 spots. I'll be willing to give you 10. And I would be willing to give our third round pick this year and a second round pick next year. And you give us your 4th round pick. What do you think?
Well, is that a 4th pick? Oh, yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah.
So I give you 10, 41, round 2 next year, and you would give me 5 and 88.
Well, 88's a round 3.
Huh? Is it?
Yeah.
My bad. 107. I'll take 107 from you.
Promote it to 39
Mm-hmm.
instead of 41.
So you would go 5 spots down. You pick up a 3rd round pick, and you would.
Picking up a 2nd rounder.
And you're picking up a second round for next year.
Yeah. Could you change out the pick 41 overall for 39?
We sure can, good sir.
Oh,
So we can go 10, 39, and then we get 5 and 107, and you get 2nd round next year.
The Jacksonville Jaguars accept your offer.
oh. Matt gets to be on his hype train right now.
Yes, sir. Chicago, we have a trade, and the Chicago Bears, the Bears will trade up to the 5th overall pick, and they will take, drum roll, please. All right, I'll take the draft chime here, and with the 5th overall pick in the 2025 DraftNerds mock draft, the Chicago Bears select Ashton Genty, running back, Boise State. What do you guys think?
Trading up for a running back. Matt, how 1980s of you.
Yeah.
Yes, baby, the running back position is back.
I mean, to be fair, this is the year that we're coming off of a Super Bowl where we finally had a legit NFL running back who's a superstar finally win a ring. So maybe the running back position truly is back. But
I mean, in my opinion, Genty is a generational type of running back.
I agree.
He's different, right? If this was just a regular running back, no way, right? But because this is that Saquon Barkley, that Bijan Robinson, that Jahmyr Gibbs, that also Detroit went up and got, that people said the same thing. Why are they going up and getting a running back? Why they drafting a running back this high? And then we see Jahmyr Gibbs become what Jahmyr Gibbs is, and we're like, oh, okay, now we know. I think when a guy is breaking 60-yard runs for touchdowns, no one will be remembering that they traded up to the 5th pick to get him. What they're going to be thinking about is that they have Genty and they rebuilt the offensive line in free agency. You have Caleb Williams. You have DJ Moore. You have Romo Dunze. And so now nothing helps a young quarterback in his development like a running game. You got Cole Kmet. You already got a pretty good defense. And when Ben Johnson was at his best as a play caller in Detroit, he had a really good running game that he could fall back on and take the pressure off of Jared Goff and allow Jared Goff to play off of that running game. And if you put this guy in the backfield with DeAndre Swift, and I think the Chicago Bears are going to make some noise in the North.
That's a fun pick.
I mean, beautiful. I've been campaigning for the running back for the last 4 to 5 years, and these last 2 years with Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan going crazy, and Derrick Henry and Saquon doing what they doing this year. I mean, it's bringing my joy back into the game of football, and I don't think I've ever seen a team transform their offensive line in one offseason like the Bears did this offseason. Adding the talented upgrade, you add a Gentry with that, and the Bears will be bear down in the NFL season this year.
Listen, I love it. I think it's going to be a very, very successful pairing. At the same time, though, I think the Jaguars are very happy with getting a trade down haul in this draft class and also some future picks for next year. I think that team building wise, I think they're taking a good step forward. But Bears, congratulations. Caleb Williams, very happy man. And
Absolutely.
We'll see what beautiful magic that him and Ashton Johnson can make in a Ben Johnson offense.
Oh my gosh! I mean, to me, this draft feels more like it feels more like quality over quantity. And if you're going to have 5 picks or whatever, I'd rather them be 5 difference makers, right, than just a bunch of guys that I hope make a difference. These guys are going to make a difference. This guy right here is going to be a day one starter. He's going to be in the running for Rookie of the Year immediately, and he's probably going to be a Pro Bowler at some point right after that, and then so forth and so on. So, yeah.
You just can't, like, build them on trees. Like, he's perfect. It's, like, crazy. Like, I remember it's funny because, like, in the highlights, it showed the WSU versus the Boise State game. I was literally in Pullman at the fucking time that was happening. And I get, like, I'm sending a text to my friend, and I'm like, I don't even know what's happening, but I'm watching the greatest running back in college history, like, destroy my team. Like, I knew of him. But I did not know how great it spanned. And it was like, this man's crazy. And it's like, the thing is, when you watch film of Ashton Jeanty, it's like everybody knows what the play is going to be, and it doesn't matter because it's Ashton Jeanty, man.
Exactly. It's Ashton Jeanty, man. This dude, when I saw what he did to Ohio State, I said, all right. When I seen what he did to Oregon, I said, okay.
Oregon was crazy.
That was the one. He Oregon had the number 1 team in the country at the time. And he just ran through them like a hot knife through butter, right? I was just like, okay, I'm sold.
Just him.
Like a bullet through paper.
Jeanty literally was on Boise State. Everybody in the state knew that they wouldn't give the ball to Jeanty, and they still couldn't stop him. All right, the West. Mr. West. What we got?
Yes, sir.
The Raiders.
Well, first thing first, I want to say, somebody said about the Jaguars getting a good picks. Ain't nobody worried about the Jaguars, man. I'm sorry. No, I'm just kidding. Now, when it comes to
I'm not worried about them either, but they just have a lot of needs, and they now have more ammo to finally address them. Which, can they draft, though? Maybe with me.
When it comes to the Raiders, man, there's 2 things that sticks out to me the most. But I'm gonna go with a guy I've been a fan of his since he was in high school. I'm gonna go with Tate McMillan, smooth 6'5", 200, 212, 215 pound wide receiver, man. You got Geno Smith out there. We know he loves to throw that ball. We know he got an arm strength, one of the top 10 arms in the league. And in my opinion, Brock Bowers, generational talent at the tight end position that was proven correct last year with first team All Pro. To me, you get a guy on the outside in Tech McMillan to release that pressure off of Brock Bowers. I mean, with Geno Smith, I think you have a dangerous combination with those two guys, with Geno Smith, and then also for the quarterback of the future. Imagine being a rookie quarterback or a young QB, and you got Tech McMillan and Brock Bowers throwing the football to, and they still on rookie deals. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that, and I just think it's a great fit as well.
That makes a lot of sense because I did hear that Pete Carroll and the Raiders were interested in DK Metcalf. So being able to get a big body receiver like this to pair with Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers, and they got some speed over there as well. They still need an elite. They still need a difference maker in the backfield, but this draft is loaded at running back. They can go back around and get a Caleb Johnson or they can get a Travion Henderson or something like that and be well on their way. Love the pick. Thought he would fall out. He didn't in this case. What do you think, Jordan?
I like it. I like it a lot. I think people are like at the time period of like when drafts are overthought. And this is the definition of who people are overthinking right now. Like, especially in a weaker wide receiver class, you get to take a guy who has like all these crazy physical traits, speed, his film looks good, his hand eyes up, like he's always making vertical catches, he's making big plays, and it's just like with the Raiders, it's kind of like you need to see something interesting once again, like a lot of these teams. And like if you're really going all in, like everybody assumes you are because you're trading for an older quarterback, you have an older coach as is, like you might as well take the guy.
Yeah, I'm with you. Tech McMillan, you are a Raider. Let's go. I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it. So now that brings us to the Jets, Jets. What do they do to build upon their future? Who is now Justin Fields?
And so this one's interesting, right? Like, because you theoretically have a lot of directions you can go, and especially with the way the board's fallen, a lot of different directions, even in those directions you could go. For one big thing you notice is that tight end is like a sneaky need for the Jets. I'm not going to personally go there because I think with losing Morgan Moses and like just tackles being a need in general, especially when you have a mobile quarterback who's going to hold the ball for a long time, we all know Justin Fields does that. The question is, Will Campbell or Membu? I think Membu fits a little bit more naturally at right tackle for them, and that's why I would go there. I would understand the arguments towards Will Campbell, and I really like Will Campbell a lot. I think people are overblowing a lot of like his faults, but I'm going to go with Membu just because I think it's a more natural fit at right tackle.
Like it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, what do you guys think about the Membo pick? Thoughts?
I love it, and that's just no offense to Okafor, but yeah, no offense, but you get a guy like a Membu, an instant day one starter. You talking about getting the offensive line that's been, I feel like it's been a disaster since I've been a kid. I don't mean since it felt like when I was a kid, the days of Nick Mangold and the Brickenshaw Ferguson is just long gone. So getting back to that with Membo and Fashanu, I think that would be a very good step in the right direction.
Thoughts, Jay?
Absolutely. Let's get some trenches to finally protect Justin Fields. He holds on the ball way too long, but at the same time, you gotta have the best protection around him to at least give him a shot. All right, and that has been an issue, like you've been saying, for a generation in terms of Jets quarterbacks. So, yeah, makes absolute perfect sense. He's one of the top offensive linemen on the board. Whew, good pick.
Yeah, I love Armand Membo, man. He has really good feet. He's a plus athlete. As you can see, he ran a 4.9 40, and a guy who's 332 pounds is insane. You're going to see right here coming up in this simulcam I mean, this dude is running with like athletes, like he's running with Jameis Winston and Jared Goff, like he's running with these guys, right? So, all I'm thinking about is a sweep, right, where he's pulling and leading the way for Brees Hall, right, and he's protecting Justin Fields on those RPOs. That they have to run, right, because you got Justin Fields. Why wouldn't you run an RPO, right? Like that's the new game. You got Olu Fashanu last year, and then this year you get Mimbo, and now you have your bookend tackles of the future. Love it. Love this pick. You get younger, you get more athletic, and the Jets need to make a grown-up pick, to be honest. Like the Jets really need to make a grown-up pick, like sometimes I feel like they play the Madden game too much. And sometimes I feel like they need to just be a grown-up and make a responsible pick that makes sense. And that's a good pick. All right, Carolina, the South is back on the clock. That leads us to you, my good friend.
Ooh, Carolina. They could use some wide receiver help for Bryce Young, help him out. But of course, Tet went 2 picks earlier, and I don't feel great about wide receiver this high outside of him. They could really use a lot of help in their defense.
Yeah.
That really let them down. I am going to go with Jade Barron.
Jade.
Mm-hmm.
That's a known pass rusher.
Yeah,
I like it. There.
Yeah, he is a very versatile. He has a lot of range, a lot of speed, great instincts. Like he has phenomenal technique. I think he can be a very valuable corner and like a mismatch for them to really help shut down some guys. Of course, pass rush is certainly a need for them, but I do like the depth of this edge rusher group a lot better. That I think they can still get someone really, really good in round 2 at edge rush. So I'm willing to take the shot and roll the dice with Jade early instead.
Yeah, I like it. Thoughts, Tate? What do you think? Jade Barron to the Panthers.
I love it. I mean, the Panthers' defense was atrocious. I mean, it honestly don't matter what position it was. The Panthers need defense. You could have just added anyone on defense, and it would have been a great pick for the Panthers. I mean, now of course getting Derrick Brown was going to help, but I think you put him with J.C. Horn, though. The big dollar man, J.C. Horn. I think you improve that secondary. We know Mr. Evero loves to do different things with his secondary and mix up coverages. And I think he's smart. I think he's a guy that he can definitely fit with Evero and J.C. Horn in that secondary and get that defense back right.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Jade Barron. I like the pick. He's feisty. He's going to compete on every down. He's really good as far as his feet is concerned. His shoulders is always over top of his knees. He's always grounded. He's a good tackler. Good in space. He can play inside, outside. Has that versatility. Again, if you put him on the other side of J.C. Horn, I think it's a great pick. Love it.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Love it.
I think it's interesting too, because I think it's like a conversation that more people need to be having with Jedi. Is like people keep putting the second group of edge rushers all the way up the board and letting like the quarters kind of fall. But in reality, like there's so many question marks with every edge rusher to an extent at this point in the draft, once Abdul Carter's gone, that like it doesn't seem like a reach at all to me to take like a more polished corner than you would find a more polished edge for the Panthers to be able to get on the right track.
I go bold. I won't miss.
All right, back to the South. New Orleans Saints. I know they would have loved to see Shedeur Sanders fall here, but he's not. And so now what do the Saints do?
Man, the Saints, they are going to spoil what has been a ideal scenario for the Jags to this point after trading back.
Yeah.
And they are going to – actually, you know what? they're not going to spoil it because I just remembered they truly need offensive line help in the worst way. I think they go Will Campbell here.
Oh.
The Louisiana State University tackle stays in state. He goes to the Saints. I love that pick. I thought you would go Mason Graham here, but I love that pick. Nonetheless, great pick.
I had my second thoughts on it, but it makes perfect sense for the Saints to go right here, Will Campbell.
Yeah, it's a good pick. Might as well. If you can't get a quarterback, then protect the one you have. I like it. All right. You back on the clock again, sir, with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
3 straight. I feel blessed. But rounding out this 10, the ideal scenario for the Jags after trading back, they still get the guy who they were considering 5, Mason Graham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fall's gorgeous for them. That's
back-to-back home runs right there.
Great.
The trade back.
What do you think? What do you think about that? You go all the way back to 10 and still get Mason Graham. What do you think about that, Tate?
I mean, I loved it. I mean, you can say about Armstead, has he been a disappointment? He hasn't been the same player for a few years. So you add a guy like Mason Graham in between Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker, another good athlete, disruptor, can get up the field real quick. I mean, you're talking about a fearsome trio up front. I mean, the AFC South quarterbacks would not be sleeping well at night.
Oh, yeah. And after what has transpired for the Houston Texans in terms of their offensive line changes, with the Colts now no longer having their Pro Bowl center, Brian Kelly and Will Fries are both in Vikings, so we'll see if they can replace those guys. Yeah, Anthony Richardson, CJ Stroud, they are not happy about that. And, of course, we know the Titans. They don't have an offensive line. So, poor AFC South quarterbacks.
Yeah. I love this pick. I mean, this is the pick that I probably would have done for Jacksonville at 5. So to go all the way back at 10 and still get him, I think it's a steal.
100%.
Mason Graham is a dog.
Let me cook.
Yeah. Mason Graham is a vicious animal. Like, he is a dog. All right, we got the West on the clock with the San Francisco 49ers. You're on the
And the San Francisco 49ers select with the 11th overall pick is Mr. Will Johnson from Michigan. I think whenever you lose a guy like a Tre'Davious Ward, who's one of the top 10 corners in the league, in my opinion, you replace him right with the Will Johnson, and in my opinion, I don't think you miss a beat. I think talking about a long corner, he has good range, he has good speed, and I think he fits that system to what San Fran wants to do to a T. I thought about going pass rusher here because I'm like, I don't know if Will Johnson gonna be there, and then lo and behold, the perfect Tre'Davious Ward replacement is right there at 11.
Great pick.
Yeah, it is a great pick. I actually love the pick.
Absolutely.
I thought you would go offensive line, to be honest, because they really need some help up front to protect Brock Purdy and their top tackle. What's his name? Lord, I'm blanking on his name, but he's towards the end. Like, he's old. He's been dealing with injuries, and
Trent Williams.
It's just Trent Williams. It's just a matter of time. And so now, I think you would go offensive line. That makes sense. But this is a pretty good O-line class, so they could go second round. But Will Johnson is an elite corner, and you're right. They did lose Tre'Davious Ward, which opened up a giant hole at that position. All right, Cowboys.
I am asking if anyone's looking to trade up first.
Oh, at 12. Oh.
Yeah.
Anybody want to trade up with the Cowboys? Did you not like the way the board fell, sir?
No, it's just I have some insane shit on the Cowboys that I'll get to you later.
Anybody want to trade up? Anybody want to trade up?
Otherwise, I'm about to do some crazy shit. And you'll never want me to cook again, but I'll believe in it.
You'll never want me to cook again. Anybody?
No takers.
Nah, I'm good.
All right.
I'm thinking about it, but then I'm like, I don't know if I want to do it yet.
Yeah, there's one team I'm considering with the South who would be interested, but I think
It's
they'll
a little
stay.
steep. It's still time. It's 15. I don't know if we want to go that high. All right.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Pick is yours, sir.
Now we're going to do some insane shit because this is what I would have done if I traded back anyway. And this is who I still feel like is the Cowboys' top target, and no one can convince me otherwise. We're taking Amarion Hampton, the running back.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm getting spicy with it.
Wow.
Woo!
I'm getting spicy
Let me
with
see
it.
that
Love
one
it.
coming.
You know my guy. I love Marion Hampton, and
I
I
do
do
too.
feel like they probably would have taken Genty. So this makes this. And you know the crazy part is my comp for him is DeMarco Murray. So that's funny.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Marion Hampton.
I just think he's so fun. And I know the running back class is deep. Like, you're going to have guys in round 2 or 3, 4 or 5 that you're going to love. But I think sometimes when you know the guy's the guy, I think Amarion Hampton would be getting so much more hyped if Ashton Genty just didn't exist. And it has nothing to do with him. It has nothing to do with any problem he has. He's a great prospect, a great player. He'd be ranked highly among the last 5 years of running back classes. But Ashton Genty exists.
That's the problem with Marion Hampton and his media stock, is that he has the perfect situation for him not to go this high, where there's this even more elite running back prospect well ahead of him. And then there's just a huge depth behind. So it's like, okay, there's not this scarcity where we have to get this guy or else we're not going to get a
I'm telling you, this is going to be another situation, and I fully believe this in my heart. That's why I'm getting crazy with it. It's going to be Bijan Yamir Gibbs all over again. Somebody's going to trade up, and they're going to be like, that's weird. Why would they do that? And then it's going to happen.
I'm with you.
It's going to be Amarion Hampton.
I'm with you.
Board-wise,
I'm with you because last year the league saw what elite running backs can do for a team with Derrick Henry and Saquon, right? Like when you have those elite guys, it can absolutely change your team. And so now teams, it's a copycat league, right? Teams are seeing these things and they're saying, okay, bring me that elite running back because he's going to lift the floor of my team while also raise the ceiling as well. All right, Miami Dolphins on the clock at 13.
I got to think about this one for a second. They have such a weird team, and with Barron going, it really throws off a lot in terms of what I was planning for the Dolphins, because I thought he'd be here around this time. That's always where I kind of go with the Dolphins. And then you take Mason Graham. They're kind of in like a shitty situation just based off of what happened.
And Teron Armstead literally just retired as well.
Yep. And Will Campbell and Membo just went ahead of him. I think I'm going to go Kelvin Banks. I'm just going to be smart about it.
Interesting.
Exactly this is what I would have done, right? Like
while I'm more of a Simmons fan, I think you're just going to want to take something that's a little bit more surefire. But like Banks is like raw, but you have to develop it anyway because the Dolphins are going to take time. I don't even think the Dolphins are sure on their quarterback selection at this current moment. So, like, they can afford to play with someone who has a little bit more tools to play with that isn't ready right away. Even though I'm more of a Simmons guy, personally.
So, Jordan, can I ask you a quick question?
Go ahead.
How do you feel about Patrick Paul? How do you feel about him in terms of being that starter? Or will you just say the talent of Mr. Banks is just too hard to pass up?
I think it's more so that Patrick Paul wasn't my guy last year. I know we had a lot of DraftNerds guys who are big fans of him. I was not a fan. And I think still at this level, like when you're talking about tackles, especially with Tua as your quarterback, who's been injured more than anyone, you need as many shots as you can in that chamber. Like you're not going to get away with being even a mediocre offensive line. Like you can't threaten it if you're the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, with Tua in particular, you're right. He has had some very scary head trauma, concussion injuries that I'm honestly surprised he's still in the NFL.
Yeah.
And certainly it can happen even if you load up on your offense, you finally turn it around, and then a guy gets injured one more time and then he hangs it up. But you got to limit as many hits as possible. So I understand the pick completely. So go for it.
We'll see, though, man. Patrick Paul and him would be a really fun camp battle.
Yeah.
And I also think that if all else fails, you can also slide the right tackle, Austin Jackson, to left guard. He can play guard as well. So he's pretty versatile. So they can definitely get their five best linemen on the football field.
That's fair. I didn't even think about that aspect of it, but that's true too.
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, I love Banks though, man. He like that. Him in Miami just like perfect fit to me. It's a perfect fit.
There was something else I was thinking there, but I didn't do it.
Fair. All right, now, who we got next?
You know who we got next.
I wonder.
I wonder who gets a draft for that team. That'd be crazy.
Man, yeah. Whoever this team is, I don't know. They are singing hallelujah.
I know who you're going.
Ooh, y'all really let it happen.
Y'all really let it happen. Y'all really let it happen. You done it now.
Oh no.
Jackson
don't bring that energy into this house today.
Fans are everywhere looking, are watching right now with anticipation. They're like, "Oh, what is he going to do? What is he going to do?"
The Indianapolis.
All right, the Colts are on the clock
with the 14th overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. The Indianapolis Colts select Tyler Warren, tight end, Penn State. Yeah, I know. Shocker.
Love
it.
Hey,
you let the board fall like this, the Colts are going to be running up and taking Tyler Warren within like 5 seconds of the clock being on. So, hey, easy. I mean, we're talking about the perfect fit in this tight end class for the Colts. A guy who has the strength, the size to be an inline blocker, which they very much value in this scheme, but also can be this safety net for their quarterback. Huge target, very reliable route running, soft hands. I mean, he might not be the yards after the catch machine that was Brock Bowers last year, but he also can get some really good yards after catch as well. And yeah, I mean, a quarterback's best friend is a big tight end who can catch everything.
But what about arm length, Jay?
What about arm length?
At tight end, the Colts don't care as much at that position. And they care a lot more about, can this guy block in line for us? Because we have 2 runners in the backfield. We have the +1 run system. we're going to absolutely need a guy who can be right next to either Bernhard Raimann or Braden Smith and just wham right at either some of these interior defensive linemen or just be able to hold on the outside, because the AFC South has a lot of bigger and stronger edge rushers who can really set a hard edge. We need to have a guy out there who can also block while being this outlet. Let's get Tyler Ward. Set and forget.
What a
Offense.
that was crazy.
I'd like to acknowledge
So
that we're 14 picks in. I only have 2 draft picks left in the first round. What are y'all doing in the East? Three. I got 3.
I would say this. The most important question is, will he wear the number 44 like Dallas Clark did? That's the most important question.
I'd allow it. Dallas Clark,
I'll allow it.
best tight end in Indianapolis Colts history, not Colts history. Of course, that title belongs to the legendary John Mackey.
John Mackey, yes, sir.
Hall of Famer. But, hey, Dallas Clark, one of those undervalued and underrated tight ends of the 2000s and early 2010s. Truly a man before his time. So I think they would allow 44 to go to him, because we've seen 44 happen to other players, but never another tight end, certainly. I'd allow it for tight end. Absolutely. It just feels right to have a tight end who looks like this, can play like this, and wear 44 for the Colts. It speaks to my soul, my child soul, to have this happen. So let's do it.
I love it. All right, we got
Jackson Dart. Let's go.
We got the Falcons.
Ooh,
on the clock. The South.
Falcons are interesting. I'm gonna go for a linebacker and edge rusher, Jihad Campbell, Alabama.
Oh, I thought you were going to go the other guy.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Okay. All right. Interesting. All right. Back to the well of the Arizona Cardinals.
Wild West. The Arizona Cardinals. I love what they've done the past few seasons. You know, their pass rush was abysmal last year. They added Josh Sweat. You know, they added Baron Browning during the season, but I still think they need one more guy. I'm gonna go with my guy. I think the Cardinals. This is year 3. It's time to get dirty and start getting some wins. Right? They got close to the playoffs last year. I think if you add a guy like Nick Scotton, I'm a big fan of Nick Scotton. He's big. I love his pass rushing repertoire. I've been watching him since he was at Purdue. To me, you add a guy who's NFL ready to go right now to a team who needs to win right now to keep their jobs. I think you put him with Josh Sweat. Of course, they added Dalvin Tomlinson. I think you put him with Calais Campbell, Josh Sweat, and those guys. I really think he adds one depth, of course, but he adds an instant impact player that they need on that edge. So give me Nick Scotton.
That is the first curveball of this draft. Because I did not see Nick Scotton going right there. To the Cardinals.
I like it.
All right. I'm on the board next with the Cincinnati Bengals. And I'm going to make this pick quickly. And it pains me to do this. But Cincinnati Bengals, you are welcome. The 17th pick of the 2025 DraftNerds mock draft. Cincinnati Bengals select Mike Green, pass rusher, Marshall. Listen, the one thing if you're the Cincinnati Bengals you got to do in the AFC North is you have to get after Lamar Jackson. You need speed to do that. Mike Green has that in abundance. So, yeah. I'll end it right there. All right, Seattle Seahawks.
Tate's back with the Wild West.
Wild West.
Wild
West.
You know, when it comes to the Seattle Seahawks, I think complete transformation. I mean, out of nowhere, they just decided to get rid of everybody. Uh, did not see it coming, but they added Demarcus Lawrence. I'm a fan of Demarcus Lawrence, but when you look at their edge rushing, I don't know if they rebuilding. I don't know what they're doing, but I'm gonna do what I would do, which is rebuild. Because if you got Sam Darnold at quarterback, I'm sorry, I don't care what he did last year. Kevin O'Connell is not in Seattle. I'm sorry. If you're a Sam Darnold fan, my apologies. So I'm going forward towards the rebuild. I'm gonna take a guy out of Georgia who I think is a freak athlete, who I think under Will McDonald because of his athleticism, the way that he plays, and his size. Give me Mikael Williams from Georgia.
Oh, Michael Williams. I thought you was talking about someone else. So you like a lot of guys I don't like, but
Difference
you
of
like a
opinion.
lot of, yeah. That's why we do this. It's an interesting exercise. Michael Williams. All right. So we're going back down to the South with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You are now on the clock.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They are going to draft out of Georgia as well.
That could be her.
Edge / linebacker.
There he is.
Jalen Walker.
Man, slam dunk pick if you're the Bucks here.
They have needs at both. Why not address both with one pick?
I agree.
It's that old adage: 2 birds, 1 stone.
Perfect.
I like it. Jalen Walker, he fit right perfect with them. All right, Denver. Back to the West we go. Mr. West.
Mr. West and the Denver Broncos. My number 1 guy was going for them, but I'm gonna go with my number 2 guy. He reminds me of a player that I liked a couple years ago. People said I was crazy when I was said he'll be better than Michael Mayer, and he's turned into an All-Pro tight end. Give me Mr. Loveland from Michigan.
Does it matter that they signed Evan Ingram to you or no?
I'm gonna be nice to Mr. Evan Ingram. I don't give a damn they signed Evan Ingram. I'm not a fan of his. I think he's soft. So I think when you add a guy like a Colson Loveland, you add some fierceness. You add a guy that's gonna be in the trenches. And I'm a fan of 2 tight end sets anyway, but I'm not an Evan Ingram guy. I've never been an Evan Ingram guy. I think he plays football for the money. I don't think he plays football for the love of the game. But I'm just saying. But Colson Loveland is a guy he gets down he's from Michigan, and I know the stats ain't pretty, but hey, look, Big Ten tight end with okay stats. I was proven right the first time with Mr. Sam Laporta, and anytime it's a Big Ten tight end, it's just gonna raise my eyebrows. So that's why I'm going Colson Loveland.
Love it. All right, I'm up with the Pittsburgh Steelers in the AFC North, and we won't take a lot of your time here with this pick. With the 21st pick in the DraftNerds mock draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Jackson Dart, quarterback.
Oh, but Quinn Ewers was right there.
Ole Miss. He gonna still be there. Right. Jackson Dart throwing darts now to DK Metcalf and George Pickens down in the AFC North. AFC North's getting interesting. In one draft they've added Travis Hunter to this division. We've added Mike Green to this division, and now we've added Jackson Dart to this division. As always, it's going to be a blast in the AFC North, as it is always. And that takes us back to Mr. West.
Yes, sir, Mr. West. The Los Angeles Chargers. Man, it was so sad to see them get spanked on a bye week. I didn't know that was even possible to get beat down on your bye week. But but sorry that it had to happen in Houston. But if I had to say for the Chargers, I'm gonna go with a guy that I like. When I watched them play up close and personal, I was at that playoff game. It felt like the Texans was all over their stuff. There was no fear at all from the Texans in terms of their wide receiver core. And I'm gonna go with a guy that I've recently been watching. I'm kind of actually starting to like a lot, and that's Mr. Williams from Washington, the Cougars. Washington State. Kyle Williams.
Kyle Williams in the first round. Oh shit!
Give me some speed, man. Give me some speed, man.
All right.
Give me some speed.
Tate needs you need a chain, bro. You need to be put on a leash. You're doing way too much.
I love
really,
it. I love
You
it.
go to the Houston Texans.
He's bringing the juice. He's bringing the juice. I love Kyle Williams, by the way.
Hey, man.
Kyle Williams is one of my favorite receivers, but this is really high for him. But hey, when you love a guy, you love a guy, and he can stretch the field. So far, Tate has had the two curveball picks in this draft, keeping us on our toes, keeping us from being boring. I love that. Keep us.
Yeah, this is an actual fun mock draft because everybody's doing different things than I'd expect.
Yeah, it's just like Kyle Williams to the Chargers. Wow.
Hey, Matt, I don't know if you remember last year when we was doing a mock draft, and I had put Brian Thomas Jr. on I think it was on the Colts, and I had some Colts fans get nasty. Oh, by the way, what did Brian Thomas Jr. do to the Colts this year?
Hey, I can't.
He's
Flowers. Let's be real on that.
Spanked that behind all year long, and I tried to find those Colts fans. When I found my DMs, I said, "Am I still crazy for Brian Thomas Jr.?" I got blocked. So hey, man, I'm all for it. I love being.
I love Brian Thomas Jr. And I always was saying that was a great pick. At the same time, as terms of like value, but at the same time, wide receiver was not their biggest priority at that point.
Yeah.
So that's what I think a lot of Colts fans will probably more.
Raise your hand if you had Kyle Williams being the second receiver off the board in this draft.
Tate.
All right, Green Bay. That is me. All right. I love the way this board is falling for the Packers. A lot of good stuff here. But when I look at Green Bay, they need a few things. They can use an edge rusher. They can use a DB, especially a corner, especially with Jair looking like he's out. They can use a wide receiver. And there's three pretty good ones still there that just got passed on for some reason. But I'm gonna go corner here, and with this pick, the Green Bay Packers select from Ole Miss, Mr. Trey Amos himself.
First round point, maybe first round point.
We're high fiving all in the green room. We got our guy, big physical corner, outside guy. They can cover receivers. So everybody wants to put these offenses together. Somebody's got to stop them. It was hard though because we almost went wide receiver there because there were three good ones, but we decided, you know what? Let's take the corner.
Matt, you almost broke the sacred rule of all mock drafts. Never mock round one wide receivers to Green Bay.
Yeah, I almost did it, but then I realized who I was picking for, and I said, "Nah, I'm not gonna do that." All right, I'm back again. Guess who's back? Back again. And the North, Minnesota Vikings, with this pick, select Kenneth Grant. I know you're thinking, okay, they already went Hargraves. They already picked up who else they get in free agency? They got Jonathan Allen. I mean, is it Jonathan Allen? Yeah, Jonathan Allen.
Jonathan Allen.
But those guys are different than Grant. Grant is different than those guys. He's a run stopper. He's a force up the middle. All three of those guys can coexist on the line at the same time because they all have a different type, a style, play style. You got three technique. You got a nose tackle. But when I watched Minnesota last year, they get beat up by the Rams. They were soft up the middle, and that team needs to be better up the middle. So, gotta be better up the spine of your defense. Otherwise, it's gonna be a long day. And now with Hargraves, with Jonathan Allen, and Kenneth Grant, I think they're strong up the middle.
Yeah, Allen and Hargrave are no spring chickens either. So that's a very fun long term as well with that rotation.
Yeah, those guys are old, and Hargraves is all of a sudden bouncing around the league now. Like he's went, he Philly and San Francisco, and he started bouncing around a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Houston, you up?
What's Tate got?
Well, first thing first, I'm depressed because he took my Kenneth Grant. Right in front of me. I really, man. And the reason why I was going to take Kenneth Grant because of one team and one team only. That's Baltimore, so they can stop just running the football on us all damn game. But since he's gone, and thank you very much, Chargers, for taking Kyle Williams as wide receiver too.
You mean you took Kyle Williams?
Exactly.
Man had to split out.
Just so you can get your wide receiver.
Did he just thank himself?
Oh, the classic pat on the shoulder for yourself.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Chargers, for that buffoonery. I'm sorry. I hate the Chargers. I hate what they did to us.
Did you sabotage the Chargers on purpose? That's crazy.
I'm gonna go with Matthew Golden from UT to the Texans. Matthew Golden. We got Nico Collins. Well, whenever Nico Collins get hurt, feels like we missing the big play. We're missing somebody to stretch the field every single time he gets hurt. With Tate Dale now being hurt as well, getting a guy like a Matthew Golden, he can stretch the field, and I think there's some untapped potential as a route runner. And no offense to Quinn Ewers, he ain't C.J. Stroud. I think he's going to explode. I think he's going to be one of those guys that's going to explode once he gets with a real quarterback like C.J. Stroud.
So I thought you were going to go Matthew Golden to the Chargers when you decided to go wide receiver, but you decided to go with Kyle Williams because you wanted to make sure Matthew Golden was there for because you want to make sure Matthew Golden was there for the Texans. I see you. Also, I noticed that. So let me ask you this question: does the trade of Christian Kirk not impact this decision at all?
No, because Christian Kirk's a slot guy. Christian Kirk is that guy that was supposed to do what Stephon Diggs was doing for us last year until he got hurt. That's what Christian Kirk is going to be. Unfortunately, John Mechie has not taken that spot by the horns. And so Kirk is going to be the underneath guy. Nico Collins is going to be the all-world, all-pro receiver. But getting a guy like Matthew Golden, while Nico's getting double-teamed, Kirk's underneath, he's going to get a lot of deep shots. And C.J. Stroud has a beautiful deep ball. And also as well, not if, but when Nico Collins get hurt, because unfortunately that's just bound to happen. He's going to miss 4 to 5 games a year. We still get to have 4.2, 4.3 speed down the field and let Dalton Schultz and Christian Kirk work underneath routes. So that's what I'm thinking here with Matthew Golden.
All right, so you have a question from the viewers. Charm City Player says, you're not going to go offensive line. CJ Stroud needs protection.
I agree 100%.
I definitely understand what a concern could come from the offensive line. I will say this. We have added guys who's been in the thick and the fire before. It's not like we've gone out with, Jared Patterson and a bunch of bums, right? Like Jared Patterson, he's going to compete. I'm not going to disrespect Jared Patterson. He competes on the football field. But, we added a guy like a Trent Brown, but we also have a guy like Blake Fisher. We added a guy like Cam Robinson, where we also already have Titus Howard. We added Lincoln Tomlinson, and we already got guys like Juice Scruggs, and we added Ed Ingram. I think there's going to be fierce competitions.
I do like Ed Ingram. That's my guy.
We already have, I think, a bunch of fierce competitions already lined up for next in the offseason. So that's why I think wide receiver is a lot more open to being drafted, in my opinion, offensive line first round. I think we got serviceable offensive linemen that's played in the playoffs, that has played in big time games, like Brown, Lincoln. These guys have Ed Ingram. These guys have played in the playoffs before, so they've been starters on playoff teams. To where I don't think they're going to be pressing the need for offensive line first round and pass up a guy like a Matthew Golden, in my opinion. But we shall see.
I disagree with that offensive line assessment very strongly. Like, just because these guys were in the playoffs, they're also the worst offensive linemen on their teams in the playoffs. Like, experience in playoffs doesn't mean that you're good there. They have a lot of issues, I think, up front at quite a few holes. I like the Cam Robinson move, but outside of that, I mean, I got some questions. Personally, I know I was assigned South, but with the exception of the Texans. Had I been given the Texans in this, I would be like top offensive lineman is Josh Simmons, but we're talking about based on who they have on their offensive line and what holes that are needed. I'd go Gray Zabel. Like Zabel, you can put in any spot and you could feel very, very good about. And I just got a lot of questions with Ingram at center as well. I got questions at right tackle a little bit. Like, it's Zabel, he was the best offensive lineman at the Senior Bowl. He answered any sort of questions that you could have had as like a smaller school guy by just dominating every single practice. Freak athlete. Like, I would have been very tempted to get him just to secure that pocket for CJ, just because there was quite a few instances last year that he was just getting pressure immediately, and I just don't feel like they've addressed it properly so far. And me personally, I've seen enough bad offensive line play to last a lifetime. I don't want to be seeing it for these young, talented quarterbacks. But I understand that the wide receiver need is certainly something that should be addressed for the Texans as well, just because injuries are immense to that unit.
Agreed. All right, Mr. West, you back out with the LA Rams.
I just want to say real quick. I think it's definitely going to be wide receiver or offensive line. I think either way it go, I'll be fine with either one. I'm a big Matthew Golden guy, so that's why I chose him. But I think either way it go, I would be 100% satisfied with a Simmons there as well. That would be a great scenario as well. And I'm saying with the next pick, which is the Los Angeles Rams, I'm gonna go Mr. Caleb Johnson out of Iowa.
Yo, all his picks is insane.
Say Dodson.
I'm not a big I love Kyron Williams. I was a big fan of his when he came out of the draft. I knew that he would be an NFL starter, but hey man, you can't be fumbling all year long. Like he's not a good enough running back to be fumbling.
What about the kid they just took from Michigan?
Who?
I'm trying to think.
Who? Blake Corum?
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
Oh,
Blake Corum. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't a Blake Corum guy. I think he's mid.
Man said Caleb Johnson. Come on,
I think he's.
This man hates everything. He hates everything. He hates your mock draft. All of you out there with your mocks and your pick 'em, your chalk. This is what he thinks about your chart.
I love it though.
Johnson.
It shows real thinking.
It's not groupthink for sure. So I will say Tate is man.
This boy is stacked for the Ravens. Anybody want to trade up? ring, please. This board is stacked for the Baltimore Ravens right now, and we have multiple options. Can somebody trade up and let us trade back? That'd be great.
The Eagles.
Who wants 27?
The Eagles.
And the Eagles are still going to get the guy they won 32. Let's not be lying.
We're interested.
The Eagles want to trade up? All right. Let's do it.
We're interested.
Okay. Here we go.
What you want?
Let's see. Where the Eagles at?
We're at 32. Super Bowl champions, you know?
Yeah. All right. What are you offering for 27?
Take a first and a third?
Could you repeat that?
Would you take a first and a third? Or what you looking at?
You said a fifth and a third?
No, a first and a third.
Oh, for a first for next year?
I was gonna say our first for this year because we give 32 still.
Well, 32 really isn't. That's a pick swap. So what am I getting in addition to 32?
That's third.
You said a third?
Yeah.
96?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ravens flock out there. What do you think? 32 and 96 to move out of 27. I'm a man of the people. I will let the flock talk. I will let the flock have an option or have a voice in this matter.
They're gonna ask for my whole draft class.
Charm City says, "Do not trade with the Eagles."
Why are we enabling the Eagles?
While this is all going on, a little side note. A really funny thing to do is to go and look at all of the Seahawks draft picks that have been traded over time because they love to make a million trades. And then look who those players were that got drafted. Like, it literally changed so many other franchises and didn't change anything for the Seahawks the entire time.
They wheel and they deal, but they ain't cooking.
They literally gave Christian Darrisaw to the Vikings. They gave freaking Garrett Wilson to the Jets. Like, they've just
All right, so Ms. Dina says, what are the choices? Ms. Dina, you want to know the choices of who's on the board or the draft? Well, he's given us a third rounder and pick 32.
I could be enticed for slightly more.
On the board? I don't think this would be worse than Buffalo trading with Kansas. First of all, Philly's in another conference.
I would trade.
We only played them every 4 years.
I trade a little bit more up, but it depends on what you want.
Oh, she can't make up the names. Okay, I got you. No worries. The players available.
I mean, you got Malachi, you got Luther.
Malachi Starks, Luther Burton, Donovan Ezra, Josh Simmons, Emeka Abuka, Walter Nolan, James Pierce. We also have guys like Gray Zabel, not listed here. You do have Donovan Jackson. Yep. Yeah, we got the picture here. Like, there's a lot of people here. But we're gonna trade back first, Miss Gina. How about the trade back scenario?
Man's wearing his draft pick on his shirt.
We're gonna trade back from.
Yeah, he has the 27th overall pick, and he has
the 27th overall shirt.
Don't trade. Okay, let me see. We got one don't trade, and then we have another don't trade over here.
That'd be
all right.
A day 3 in, but it's up to you.
Would be very late day 2.
He's willing to do a day 3 trade in. Like, he's willing to give us.
But that's about
give us a third rounder or. All right.
Day 3 pick.
All right, I'm a stick and pick.
All right.
O-line or pass rusher. O-line or pass rusher. I'm feeling. I already have a name in my head.
Of course you do.
I just want to know if Raven Flock feels the same way. But you can say, wait.
We all know who's in your head.
Who's in my head? You don't know.
A guy I'm trying to trade up for.
A guy I try to trade up for?
I got a guy who is 16th overall at my board, and another guy who's in the top 12 on my board.
Trade to pick 32. I got you, Ms. Gina. So we would trade to 32. Pick 32.
5 picks down.
Let's see. She said, no, don't trade. We will pick up a third-round pick.
And a day
And
3
we would also still get one of the players that we want.
and a day 3 pick.
Oh, he will throw in a day 3 pick as well.
I'll throw in a day 3 pick as well.
She said, I don't care. All right. We're going to stick and pick. Just because I want to throw things off and do things different. And this guy is a guy that I've loved for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I've been wanting to do this for a long time.
Okay.
But I was nervous. 27th pick in the DraftNerds mock draft. The Baltimore Ravens select Josh Simmons,
Okay.
tackle, Ohio State.
I like it.
I love Josh Simmons. He's a guy that I would have dreamed about this scenario 2 months ago. I would have wanted Josh Simmons easily, like easy. But the thing was, there was no way Josh Simmons would be there. Josh Simmons is one of the best tackles in this draft. I'm talking about a top 5 potential pick had he not gotten injured. He is working out for teams. He is healthy. He is going to be ready for training camp. Year 1, he will start guard for the Ravens next to Ronnie Stanley or next to Roger Rosengard. When Ronnie Stanley retires in 2 seasons, Josh Simmons got left tackle for the next 10 years. To me, this is a pick for now and also the future. It gives the Ravens an opportunity to put out the best 5 offensive linemen that they can put out there. If you put out an offensive line of Ronnie Stanley, Josh Simmons, Tyler Linderbaum, Rosengarten, and maybe a guy like Voorhees, maybe Falele, or maybe someone else in this draft that we get in the 2nd or 3rd round. I think it's too good. The value is too great. The Ravens went out this for agency and they addressed every need so they can come into this draft and draft someone like Josh Simmons at 27. That is my as to why I think Josh Simmons would be the best pick. You address all you need so that you don't have to feel like you got to pick a certain player. You can just take the best player available. And right now, as much as I love Malachi Starks, Josh Simmons is the best player available.
It's a good pick. Good pick. I'm Josh Simmons over Calvin Banks guy, even though I picked it earlier. I'm a big Josh Simmons fan.
Yep. I love Josh Simmons. Listen, you take the injury out of it, it's not even close.
True. I agree. Like, if you're taking he would be the best player on the board by far. But personally, I would have taken Donovan Izaraku right there.
I thought about it.
Yeah, that would have been very fun to see him tee off after some of these top AFC quarterbacks for a while.
I thought about it, and I really did think about it, especially with Owe coming into last year's deal and Van Noy getting old. I seriously thought about it, but I just thought, like, the Ravens have played this musical cheat on the offensive line for way too long. And I think it needs to end. And this guy right here is unbelievable. The way he gets out in space, the way he can run block and pass block almost equally, the way, like, I'm just thinking about him and Linderbaum pulling for Derrick Henry. I mean, that is something. Also, if our run game gets better, and when we can control time of possession, that makes our defense better, right? Look at this. Look at this man downfield. Like, if our run game gets better, we can control time of possession. The defense is sitting on the sideline drinking Gatorade, staying fresh. So, I love Izaraku. I really do. I really, really do. And I even thought about Donovan Jackson here. I thought about Malachi Starks. I think honestly, in real life, in this situation, they probably trade back. If that many players are on the board that they like, they trade back. We didn't even mention the D tackle from Oregon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they would trade back. I mean, because you could trade back and get one of those guys and pick up extra picks. It wouldn't make sense to just stick and pick when you can trade back and still probably get Malachi Starks or Donovan Azaraku or Donovan Jackson or even Josh Simmons. Like, you could still get one of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the reason they won national championships because that offensive line was dominant. And he got hurt, but he was a big part of it before he got hurt. So, all right. That brings us to the Detroit Lions. I think that's me as well.
Yes, sir, Mr. North.
This is interesting.
Yeah,
that was a particular player that I thought about getting, but now there's other players that I might get, and this is interesting. All right. With this pick, the Detroit Lions select Donovan Azaraku, pass rusher, Boston College.
Great pick.
Great, I like that.
Hutchinson is coming off the injury, and he needs someone. He needs someone, a running mate, once he does get back on the field. I feel like it's a great pick. Washington Commanders.
Yes, sir. Can we see
the Commanders?
Can we see the edge rushers for a second? I just want to look at something.
You got James Pierce. You got.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was gonna go. I was just making sure he was still on the board.
God damn it! God darn it!
Junior. And like perfect for the Commanders because like Donovan is a great player for the Lions. For the Commanders, James Pierce is a good player because their biggest problem is literally run defense on their edges. It's god awful. And like this gives you more tools to play with. He's a little bit bigger in size. You have more of a tool set to see what's going to happen. And that should be what I'd do. I'd be jumping for joy if I was the fan there. And then for the Bills, we're also going to be really excited because I don't think people are talking about this being as big of a need for them as I think it is. But now it's not a need because Malachi Starks is right there, and we're going to take Malachi.
Ooh, I love that.
I
love that.
Yep. I don't want DeMar starting in my secondary.
Oh, my gosh.
Well,
I knew this would happen if we passed on Starks. I knew he'd go to Buffalo, but
yeah,
it's okay. It's okay. We'll make sure no one ever touches Lamar Jackson again. All right,
and
West Kansas City. What's up? Spirit 42 was good, my guy.
Oh man, Kansas City sure is in the West. Oh man, I was thinking about it.
We got your Lions, Donovan Azaraku, brother. Donovan Azaraku went to the Detroit Lions. Hopefully you like the pick. What are the champs? What are the AFC champs going to do?
Is Gray Zabel from North Dakota still alive?
He is still alive. I hope so.
Is he still available? I mean, alive.
Yeah, is he still alive?
On Gray, is he still breathing?
Yes, somebody check on Gray Zabel. He is still alive.
Is Gray Zabel still available in the draft? I probably should have worded that better.
He is still alive.
Listen, I'm just gonna randomly tweet out, is Gray Zabel still alive? Just see what happens on Twitter.
It'd be funny if no one responds, then we'll be concerned.
It's like, I would call someone.
There's two guys I'm looking at. One guy. Give me 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna go with the technician. I'm gonna go with the technician and Gray Zabel. I'm gonna go with the technician. I think they've done enough with the athletic freaks, with the Wanya Morris, with the guy from Kingsley. I think they've done enough with those. Let's get somebody that we know going to be a good football player. That's going to be able to be plug and play. Especially get rid of Joe Thuney. Give me Greg Zabel. Give me Greg Zabel.
Oh yeah, and he is a great athlete on top of that. Like that's just a great value pick for them at 31.
Yeah, that's a great pick. All right, Eagles.
So I have to go with my own biases personally in there. And I've been saying that this position is underlooked in this draft process this entire time.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to stand on business as the Philadelphia Eagles, even though my guy left. It still stands to reason that I really wish I could have got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson right. I really wish that I could have made it even more versatile, even more crazy, do more interesting packages. If only I had a guy like Amon Awore, who I'm drafting with the 32nd overall pick.
Oh Lord Jesus Christ!
That's an athletic backfield, man. I'll tell you that for sure.
To give Amon Awore to the Eagles is like, why? like how we can't keep getting away with this? You know, it's just like, what are we doing? Oh my goodness. Have that. That is insane.
We could blame the Chargers drafting Kyle Williams out here.
That is insane, man. So, guys, do you want to go rapid fire through this round 2? I just did 2 rounds. We can go rapid fire. You get 5 seconds with each pick, and like 10 seconds or something like that with each pick. We just rapid fire right through it, and then we end it at 2 rounds. Let's go. All right. So who's up? Browns. Me, right? All right. We took Travis Hunter with the first pick. Second pick, we're going to take Jalen Milroe.
We're taking Luther Burton. We're pairing Shador Sanders with Luther Burton.
Elite Neighbors and Luther Burton? Ooh-wee. All right, the South. Here we go.
Titans go Emeka Egbuka.
Oh, we have a run on receiver. Okay, the South again, Jacksonville.
The South again with Jacksonville. I am going to go over to defensive interior. Just because I want to check out this board. Yeah, I'm going to go Derek Harmon for him.
Oh, that's a great pick. Hold up. Didn't they already get Mason Graham?
Yeah, they did.
They're double.
So you just double dipping?
Oh yeah, double dipping. Well,
did you know that they took Mason Graham, or you forgot?
To be honest, I forgot. If I had a redo, then I'd go back down to I'd give him Siobhan Ravel.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I wish you could do so. There's another mock draft thing that's similar to this, but it actually lets you like fix a pick if you make a mistake. Like if you don't want that guy, it lets you take it away and do it over. PFF, add that. You might want to add that. Yeah, fix it. Especially if you're going to be charging people. All right, Raiders in the West. What do you do?
So, did he take Siobhan?
No, he did not.
Well, I was like, man, I've been waiting on Siobhan all damn day, man. Give me Siobhan. Give me Siobhan Revel Jr.
That's a great pick because they just released Jack Jones.
Yep, and Nate Hobbs is gone as well.
Yeah, it makes me wonder though if they're planning to take Will Johnson in the first. That'd be interesting.
You know what's crazy? I thought about it.
Yeah.
That's it. I thought about Will Johnson. He's a perfect fit for that perfect Graham, that Patrick Graham defense.
Yeah. Michigan connection with Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are we getting off the line for Drake May?
Yeah. Who are the offensive tackles?
You better get an offensive line for Drake May at this point. Like we're going to revoke your you want interior or you want tackle?
We're gonna draft Donovan Jackson.
No, we already got Josh Simmons, so we good. See, Raiders flop. You see? That's
So
why I
now
took John Simmons, because if we didn't, we'd be looking crazy right now.
Abdul Carter and Donovan Jackson, baby.
Hey, two of my favorite picks.
God.
Jacksonville, back on the clock.
Uh,
Now you get to do for Jacksonville what you probably should have did with him with the first pick.
They're gonna go Walter Nolan. No.
Hey, we trying to build the Philadelphia Eagles D line.
I mean, that would be insane.
That would be ridiculous. Derek
If the
Harmon,
Titans
Mason
still had
Graham,
Derrick Henry, it would be a bad strategy to stop him. But I'm going to give the Jaguars. Let's check out. Scroll down a little bit. Just on the big board. Ooh. I'm going to give them. Let's go Xavier Watts.
Oh,
fun.
damn, that was my guy. That was my guy. All right, New Orleans Saints. What do they do?
What did I give them round one again?
You went with Will Campbell.
Yeah, that's right. Honestly, they could go almost anything here. Let's go running back.
Oh.
Let's get them Travion Henderson.
Oh, shit. Oh, you put Trayvon Henderson with Alvin Kamara?
Yeah, and I think Kamara is – they might be trying to move on from him with that contract soon. But, yeah, let's just get nasty.
All right, I'm up with Chicago Bears, and we will not take long with this pick. We're going to go with Walter Nolan here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I really want to do what I would do, which is the complete opposite of this. But because I am representing the Jets, I have to do Jets things. So Jalen Milroe, come on down, number 42 overall.
Jalen Milroe's gone. He went to Cleveland.
Oh, good. Thank God.
He went to Cleveland.
The New York Jets are stopping it.
There goes Riley Leonard.
First of all, that would have been insane to take Jalen Milroe.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm really going Jets offensive line here, but Connerly's still there. Fuck it, let's ball.
Connerly could play inside, I think. So you're going Connerly here?
Yeah, I'm taking two linemen.
God darn it, guys.
You're not going to go receiver?
Yeah, Jordan, you're not going receiver, bro?
I don't like the wide receiver class. We stood on business.
Maybe not for the Ravens, but what about for the Jets? All right, 49ers are up in the West.
God darn it, man. All right. Hold on.
I know that would have been a great pick for them too, since you went corner early.
That's what I was hoping for. It's all right. It's okay. Give me. You know what? I know his high school video was hilarious, but give me my boy Landon Dickerson from Arkansas. Is he still available?
Yes.
Oh, he's still available.
Yes,
That's my
guy. Cowboys are up.
Anytime somebody says high school tape, I instantly get fear of Quinn Ewers. I'm not gonna lie to you. You reverse that podcast back, you'll see my eyes bulge.
What we got? Cowboys.
Oh, the Cowboys. Yeah. What's up, Jordan?
How's you doing?
Totally forgot the Cowboys are even doing anything.
He forgot he was the Cowboys.
They're so south that it doesn't feel like they're an East team.
Go to
yeah, they do feel like South. I'm like, it's weird that they're in the East.
Go to the wide receivers real quick.
All right.
Like
It's
Indianapolis is
right?
more north than the Cincinnati.
Oh my gosh, we're in no man's land.
We're in the south, so like, what the hell?
You know what? Give me Tyler Booker.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great pick. Especially they just lost Zach Martin. That's a great pick. I forgot he was even still there.
Yeah.
Who did he say?
Sorry, Miss Gina. Miss Gina, the Steelers got in the first round Jackson Dart, and the Bengals got Mike Green.
Hey, Jordan. Who did you say?
He took Tyler
I
Booker.
took Tyler Booker.
God.
All right. He said, God. All right, the Colts are up.
Oof. So they were probably really hoping Donovan Jackson was going to be here. Tyler Booker would be an interesting fallback. I'm going to cement the future of the Colts' interior defensive line behind both DeForest Buckner and Grover Stewart. Let's get out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, Darius Alexander.
Man, the run on D lineman is insane. Bro, the run on D lineman is crazy. Like, this is why I see Raiders fan, listen, this could happen. That D line, it's a heavy D line class, but the run can really start in that second round. So, all right, Falcons up south.
Yeah, and I got them Jihad Campbell earlier. Wide receiver, I'm not liking it right there. Center, hell no. Linebacker, some interesting guys. Show me some edge rushers real quick. There's one guy who I'm trying to see if he's still on the board. Yeah, let's get them Princely.
That's my guy.
Oh,
I love Princely.
I like it. I like Princely too. That's a good pick. All right, Arizona in the West.
Is Quinshon Junkins still available?
Oh, he is.
Yes, he is.
I know James Conner is there. Trey Benson. James Conner, his contract is almost, there's an out of his contract, and I'm sorry, James Conner is a jag. I think Quinshon Junkins can definitely be a difference maker in that running game. And you do a 1-2 combo, James Conner, Junkins, I think they can definitely help that offense out. Give me Quinshon Junkins to Arizona.
Wow. Okay. Miami Dolphins.
There's a guy I have in mind here. First, let me take a look at the corners.
We got some corners on the board.
You know, I wouldn't like it as much for them, but in the need of not starting Storm Duck, yes, that's the real name, Storm Duck. At corner,
Oregon Duck.
I'm taking Maxwell Hairston.
Oh, I was hoping he was going to fall to my guys.
To the Cincinnati
Bengals. I am on the clock. I took Mike Green with the first pick. With this pick, I'm going to go interior offensive line, and I'm going to go with Tate Ratledge.
I love that we're all together and hating Shamar Stewart in the first round.
It's not going to happen. Let's be real. Someone's
together and hating Shamar.
These four
GMs will be gone by now.
These 4 GMs do not want Shamar Stewart.
It's just that the Bengals just took an edge rusher in the first round.
Yeah. No, I get the
I would have gone that way. All right,
they also might go edge because Trey Hendrickson could be out the door.
Yeah.
That's true. But you already got Mike Green.
Tate, where you at?
I'm here. Seattle Seahawks.
We got 2 picks here.
Who did they get? Who did they get in the first pick?
Right now, we're going to go Jonas Savalina from Arizona.
They got Mike.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who?
Tackle.
Should be offensive tackle / offensive guard from Arizona, Jonah.
Yeah,
I like that.
I got you.
Smooth operator, pass pro.
All right, you back up with Denver.
Back up with Denver. Ooh, I'm gonna go with. You know what? I'm trying to get this running game going because Bo Nix ain't that type of guy. We could just throwing the ball everywhere. I know the pass pro was great, but we got to get this running game going. Give me Ariante Essery. Is he still available?
Oh, I know you're talking about.
He's still available.
He's fun.
Oh, he's gone.
No, the tackle.
He's fun. He's available.
Yeah.
Ariante.
I want him in Denver. I want him to get that running game going in Denver.
I like him a lot.
Yeah.
I think he's very underrated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is. He's a dog. He's big. He blocks the sun.
Seahawks again.
All right, Seahawks.
Seahawks again. I like this guy to think for a good tight end in the future.
Ooh, the name.
I'm trying to think if I still want to go there. Give me 5 seconds.
The Seahawks do love drafting middle round tight ends every single year.
Yeah, give me Mason Taylor from LSU, man. Give me Mason Taylor from LSU.
Good pick.
Ooh. Jason Taylor, certainly. Mason. All right, Tampa Bay Bucks.
Mason, nephew of Zach Thomas. He's got Hall of Fame bloodlines. Now, show me the DBs right here.
Corners and safeties, or just corner? Okay.
Yeah. Let's go. Man, get him AZ Thomas.
Oh my! I love AZ Thomas. He reminds me a lot of Jalen Ramsey.
Oh yeah.
All right, Green Bay. That's me, right? Yes, that is
yes,
me.
sir.
We first round. We went corner, right? Yeah, we went Amos. With this pick, we're gonna go.
Now you can go wide receiver.
Yeah, I think with this pick, we're gonna go Jaden Higgins. Iowa State's here. Big body wide receiver, compliments the little Jaden Reed, the guys they got over there. Watson, Christian Watson. I think Jaden Higgins be good. Chargers.
Give me JT Tamolio from Ohio State.
I mean, that's been one of your guys.
Oh, yeah, he's been one of my guys since he was in high school. We know the talent is there. It's just, can we get it more consistently? There's been moments in college he'll splash it, and then he'll dominate a football game out of nowhere. But then he'll go back to being there. Then he'll just dominate a football game out of nowhere again. I think I want to take my chances on
Buffalo.
Hey, I know it's been a fun meme and all, but we're taking Shamar Stewart to come home with Malachi Starks. So Shamar Stewart, Malachi Starks, first round.
Wow, Buffalo has had draft. Good Lord, Shamar Stewart and Malachi Starks
right there.
They just get value. Just dropping to them. I don't like this for Buffalo.
You thought all the picks were crazy at first, but there's a method to the madness.
All right. Let's see. Let's get them Darian Porter. Actually, wait. No. Sorry. Pause. Not Darian. Go to Edge again.
Who?
Go to Edge. Let's give him Swinson.
Yeah, big Braden Swinson guy over here.
Let's get him Braden Swinson.
Yes, sir. Braden Swinson.
I love Swinson. Swinson is a dog. All right, Houston Texans. We have a problem.
Oh, yeah, we do have a problem. We can't get out the goddamn second round. Yeah, we sure do have a problem.
O-line.
I'm going to go Mr. Cameron Williams from the University of Texas.
Small sample size, but very interesting.
It is. All right. Ravens got a lot of great options here. We can go corner with Morrison, which is he's falling. I do like Carson Schlesinger as a linebacker. He's some receivers here, Jaden Royals, Darian Porter still there. But I think the Ravens wanted to do something with Kyle Hamilton, by moving him. They also got a plan for the future because Darius is a free agent next year. So I think with this pick, Ravens are going to go with Andrew Makuba, safety from Texas.
Some range on the back end. I like it.
Yeah, we go Josh Simmons in the first round, get great value, and then we get Makuba to fall to us in the second. So we missed out on Starks, but we get Makuba.
All right, are we going to keep on going Texas players with the Lions?
Detroit, that's me. Yeah, Detroit. Let's go. So Detroit went as a rookie with the first pick. The second pick. Let's see what the tackles look like. Ooh, some stuff I like.
Ozzy, Milam, Bo.
Yeah.
I
feel like with the second pick, Detroit is going to select Jack Beck from TCU. He feels like a Dan Campbell kind of guy. He complements what they have to in Jalen Jameson and Amon-Ra. He complements those guys.
That was the guy who interested me a lot there. I was thinking about taking it with the Commanders pick, even though it was weird. I think it's a nice.
Yeah. What do you guys think about the fit with Detroit?
I think it's a pretty good fit right there.
Yeah.
He
feels like a Dan Campbell kind of guy, doesn't he?
Yeah, he feels like a Dan Campbell guy. I would have probably gone Schlesinger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought about go O-line there and go with the West Virginia kid, but Wyatt Muller, but I think I'll go here.
Oh yeah, he bring a lot of power.
It's ironic that you just said his name. Wyatt Mullum is who I was going to take for the Commanders if Jack Betch wasn't there. So,
all right, said and forget it.
Wyatt Mullum, you are commander. Buffalo.
And then this
Lord
is
Jesus, what did Buffalo go do now?
We're taking Benjamin Morrison, and we're not thinking twice.
The hip isn't a concern to you?
No, I'm not concerned. I think with this draft class, you already have a bunch of question marks, but then you clear it with Malachi Starks, so you're just vibing.
Fair. Yeah, Morrison, his tape screams like round one, possibly even like first half of round one, but especially last year. But man,
that entries.
I just don't.
You go over Morrison,
especially with corners. Yeah.
Man, that's a great pick.
Mm-hmm. If healthy. Woo.
All right, Chiefs.
Bills having a good draft.
Yo, if the Bills get Benjamin Morrison, Shamar Stewart, and Malachi Stark, I'm just gonna jump off a roof somewhere. I swear I'm just gonna do something like what?
And knowing the Bills,
you gotta stop drafting like this. You gotta stop drafting like this, Jordan. You drafting.
See, my pick seemed weird at first. You're like, why is he doing that? But I'm like, I know how it's gonna fall.
Hey, Chiefs, what you doing?
Oh, you scared me. I thought I was Chiefs for a second.
No, that's take Chiefs.
I don't know why I keep forgetting that the Chiefs are the freaking AFC West.
I feel
I literally keep thinking, oh, I'm done. Like he's saying, oh wait, the Chiefs are the AFC West. Man, what am I gonna do here for the Chiefs? I think the Chiefs. I know we said Princely's gone. I think they can definitely use some juice off the edge. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a guy that I like. We finally get to saw a little bit of his potential when he had a real quarterback. I'm gonna go with Elijah Arroyo.
Like it.
Yeah, I mean,
Who?
Elijah
Roy from Miami. He finally was healthy. Big time recruit as a high school. Finally was healthy.
They need that.
so
They need that future tight end too. Oh my!
That'd be so fun. I haven't even
Jeez.
thought about that, but that seems like some fun shit that the Chiefs
Yeah.
would do.
If he can stay healthy, if those knees hold up, oh man.
All right, Philly.
I'm Philly. Can we see the edge rushers for a second? It is starting to thin out. Let me get Jack Sawyer. Not as huge of a fan, but let me get it.
You sure that's what you want?
Show me corners one time real quick too.
Darian Porter's right there.
Yeah, I didn't know Darian Porter was still there. I'm Darian Porter.
Jeez, that cornerback room.
Oh my, Darian Porter, Quinion Mitchell,
Nick Amanawore in this.
Are you taking them? Are you taking them?
Yeah.
Oh, and you get Nick Amanawore?
Yeah.
You taking them?
DB Central over in
Yes,
Philly.
sir. Yes, sir. And they
That
all do
is
different
insane, bro.
They all do different things.
So it looks like a lot, yo. I did 3 rounds. My bad. I lied.
Yeah.
Y'all think we can get through this real quick? Or we can do it in like.
I feel like I'm gonna have to call it.
I'm down.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to
do it.
It's a little.
I appreciate you stopping in, Jay. I know you're on the East Coast, you're in the Midwest, but yeah, I appreciate you stopping by. I did 3 rounds. That was initial. Got through first round took us a little bit longer than I wanted to, but I did do 3 rounds. So let's just try to get this Tate and Jordan, and then we that's it. I think I did 3 rounds. So
all right. And
all right. Thank you, Jay.
Round 3.
We will catching up with you later, sir. And then once we're done, I will be sending you the results.
All right, sounds good. See you around.
All right.
Where the Bills are eating.
Perfect. All right. Who's got
show
the
me
Giants, NFC East?
Me. Show me both interior and offensive tackles. So guards and tackles.
Interior what? I'm sorry.
Show me just both lines.
All right. These are your guards. All right. These are your guards. And then these are your tackles.
We're taking Ozzy.
Oh, not my guy.
Ozzy
He feels like a Giant, though.
Yeah.
All right, you back again with the Chiefs. Chiefs got the 2nd pick in the 3rd round? Oh, from Tennessee.
Crazy how life hits you.
Let's see. Back again with the Chiefs. You know, I'm going to go with a guy that I liked out of Ole Miss, Trey Harris.
Who?
Trey Harris from Ole Miss.
I like it.
Who did you get in the 2nd round for the Chiefs? Oh, Arroyo.
Elijah Arroyo.
Damn, you get the big body Trey Harris too? Oh, no.
Make Mahomes great again.
Right. All right, the Browns went quarterback. They went Travis Hunter. Time to get back to the trenches. And the Browns are going to go with let me check something real quick just before we do it. All right, Browns are going to go. You know what? We got to protect the young quarterback. So let's go Marcus Mbao, tackle from Purdue. All right. Raiders, Mr. West.
I love basketball. It's almost time for the playoffs. We got our big body, Ted McMillan. We got the slot, and we got the underneath covered with Brock and Jacoby. So give me Isaiah Bond from University of Texas. Give me some speed.
I like it. I like it. Word is bond. Isaiah gonna go long. Touchdown. Patriots on the board. And then
I have to do the annual Patriots thing and take a real locker room grinder guy with no character concerns whatsoever. Cam Scappo.
the Gruden grinder.
Yeah,
I thought you was gonna go another spot here.
I mean,
there's another Gruden grinder here.
White running back to the Patriots just feels normal.
Well, you know my comp for him is Rex Burkhead. So all right, you back up. Oh, the South. Take over the South.
Take over the South. Jaguars. You lost Cisco.
Jacksonville got Mason Graham, Derek Harmon, and they already got Xavier Watts.
Oh, they already got Xavier. Okay, that's right. They get Xavier Watts. You know what? I'm gonna go with a guy that I like. They need some juice outside of Jerry. Is Josiah Stewart still available?
I believe he is. Yeah, I think so.
You know, there's been some rumors that Trayvon Walker might be traded. There's been some inconsistencies in the pass rush outside of Josh Allen. Give me a guy that's gonna get. I can kick Trayvon Walker inside with Mason Graham. Give me Josiah Stewart.
They got Derek Harmon too, by the way. They got Mason Graham and Derek Harmon.
Oh, he gave them Mason Graham and Derek Harmon.
Yeah, he like a D-line pick.
So they pretty much set there.
Yeah, they set a D-line. I don't think you want to go there.
They did lose
the receiver, but they did lose Christian Kirk.
They did lose Christian Kirk, and they did lose Evan Ingram. Take a look at their depth chart real quick. There's gonna be a guy that I think reminds me. The guy Brent Strange. Give me Harold Fannin from Bowling Green.
Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. He actually reminds me of Isaiah Likely. All right, the Saints in the South. I could take over the NFC South. That way you don't have to pick so many players. All right, Will Campbell, Trevion Henderson, first two picks. With this pick for the Saints, Will Campbell, Trevion Henderson. I think I'm going to go for this one. See what quarterbacks are available.
Yes, some of the quarterbacks are available.
Yes, they are. All right. I'm going to go because Rashid Shaheed is still injured. I'm going to go and give them a weapon, and I'm going to give them Savion Williams.
Okay.
Yeah. He'll be, he's more like a hybrid receiver running back, but it'll be interesting in that team with that team. All right. So Bears, I'm back up with Genty. I gave them Nolan. Next step, I think they need to go get a safety. I'm gonna go Kevin Winston Jr. here for the Bears.
Nice pick.
Yeah.
Can I see who the Jets have
nice.
taken? Can I see who my own team is taking? Because I forgot.
Yeah, the Jets have taken Armand Mimbo and Josh Connolly Jr.
Okay. Cool.
2 tackles.
Can you go to wide receiver for me?
Yes, I can.
Because we are adding Jalen Royals to this team.
Wow. That would have been my pick for the Ravens. But thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Welcome. And that's you, Matt, NFC South.
All right, NFC South. We've already taken Jody Byrne and Brady Swenson. So we're going to go. We're going to go wide receiver as well. And we're going to go.
Flynn Pippen.
I know. But I think we're going to go. The speedster. We'll go Tez Johnson.
Oh,
Go for the speed. All right, 49ers, Wes.
San Fran. I'm gonna go with the opposite of Mr. Will Campbell, guy who some people was at one point was like, oh, maybe he has more potential. Trent Williams getting a little bit older in the tooth. Give me Emory Jones from LSU.
Ooh.
Love Emory Jones.
Me too.
That's one of my favorite guys. All right, Dallas.
Who have I picked?
You have picked.
I know Marion Hampton.
Marion Hampton and Tyler Booker. Oh, those are two great picks, by the way.
Okay. I've seen him long enough here. Give me a week. On. He's got a vertical top taker, and that's kind of what the Cowboys need. Jalen Noel was on my thought list too, but I'm just gonna go with a week because I think you get more vertical downfield.
You said what? Say it again.
Stanford wide receiver, maybe a week. Because
you going elite? Okay.
Yeah, he helps more vertically downfield. Jalen Noel was a thought too, but it's just not what the Cowboys necessarily need on that.
Yeah. All right, New England.
Once again, could I see what I think? I'm forgetting.
Dual Carter. Damn, they having a draft.
Yeah, I'm having fun.
Dual Carter, Donovan Jackson, and Cam Scatterbo.
Oh man. Wide receivers always a freaking need. Can you go to O-line? Just show me interior, exterior. God, it's so slick pickings now. Okay, I guess I'm not gonna go O-line here. No, I think I should. I can do it. Tackle.
You want to go tackle?
Yeah, I was gonna go a little bit down. I'm gonna get Lunt.
I like Chase
out of Connecticut.
Yeah. Okay. Arizona Cardinals. Wes.
Is Owezie Thomas still available from Florida State? Corner.
Oh, as a Ray Thomas? No, he gone.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was hoping that would save me from doing something that's going to maybe shock some people.
He said, but it's not.
All right. But it's not, so we're going to go there. We're going to replace a Texas legend with I'm going to go Quinn Ewers for the Arizona Cardinals in the third round.
Wow.
Not like this. Not like this.
Houston. You want the clock?
Houston on the clock. I know his name was Mr. Robbins. What's his first name? I think it's Josh. His first name is Josh, right?
What position?
Well, what's his name? The guy, the other co-host for NFL Draft.
Oh, Jay. Oh, Jay. Yeah.
Jay. I know he was talking about the center position for the Texans. Is Mr. Jarrett Wilson available from Georgia?
Yep.
That's the center for the Houston Texans that I was looking at.
I love him, bro. Like solid. Honestly, I would take all the Georgia. Like if I needed a line, a new line, I would just take all the Georgia O linemen.
That's so fair.
All right, the Colts. I could pick for. What do you want to pick for him? Since you're the South,
you can go ahead if you want to.
He got Tyler Warren. He got Darius Alexander. So he's got edge and he's got tight end. He needs an interior guard. He could also use a linebacker. He didn't go linebacker early.
You might go Lee Lampkin up this high. That's crazy.
I think I'm gonna go linebacker, and I'm going to go with Carson Schlesinger.
Good pick.
He feels like a Colt.
Yeah, he does.
All right, I'm on the clock with Cincinnati. Cincinnati already has Mike Green and Tate Ratledge. We got to keep that trend here going and go defense. And with this pick, the Cincinnati Bengals are going to go TJ Sanders, South Carolina.
Nice.
Yeah, he just kept sitting there. I'm like, all right, guy. I'm gonna take
that's looking at the next pick too. I'm like,
All right, Seahawks, the West.
Alrighty, is Jaden Higgins still available?
No, he's gone.
What about Noel, his teammate?
Yep, he's there.
I'll take him.
All right, Jalen Noel, you are a
Seahawk.
yeah. All right, so let's see.
God, I hope the Jets have a 3rd round pick.
Pittsburgh Steelers, we went with Jackson Dart. Damn, they didn't have a lot of picks, did they? Oh, because they give it a second to get DK, right?
Yeah.
All right. Pittsburgh right here is going to go. Pittsburgh is going to go running back here, and I think we're going to go with. It's going to break my heart, but Pittsburgh's going to go Devin Neal, running back.
God, that shows you have the heart to do it. That shows
God.
I didn't want to do it. I love Devin Neal, and but that feels like something Mike Tomlin would do. It just feels like something he would do, and it's going to piss me off.
Yeah.
He was only a pick away. God.
One of me and Tate's friends is a huge like Kansas fan, and he's always like the biggest hater of every player that's ever come from Kansas and his whole conference. He thinks that he can play in the NFL. And
I love Devin Neal, but I know this is going to piss me off if Devin Neal goes to the Steelers, but I got to be real.
Devin Neal is like the one player he's ever loved from his conference.
That is definitely true.
Yeah, Devin Neal was a dog, and I just know that. Like,
we're all just pissed right now.
I know, and I made the pick, and I'm pissed and shit. But this feels like stuff Tomlin does to me, bro. Every draft, Tomlin takes 1 or 2 players, and I'm like, come on, dog. In 22, it was Calvin Austin. Last year, he took Mason McCormick, right? And he took our boy in the 1st round, Troy Fontano. Like, I hate Mike Tomlin, but this is what he does.
I hate Mike Tomlin.
All right, Bucks, you up?
NFC South, that you.
NFC South.
Oh, that's me. Okay. All right. Jalen Walker as a Red Thomas. That's 2 great picks. Let's go get him some wide receiver help. And I really like this guy. So. I still a lot of wide receivers I like here, but I'm going to go with Torrey Horton. I like that pick here.
Yeah.
Give him a little size. He's 6'3", 185. He'll be a good compliment to the guys they already have.
Yeah, it's official. Matt hates me. Man, both my picks. All right,
Denver.
Alrighty.
He's got to think now.
I gotta think now.
Colorado kid does not.
Give me a guy that I like, that I'm a huge fan of. I don't care if this is too high. I don't care what no one says. I think when Sean Payton, he can do some damage. Give me Brashard Smith from SMU.
The old back.
I like Brashard Smith. That's a good pick. All right, Chargers.
I'm gonna go with a guy who caught my eye last year. I don't know a lot of people was giving a lot of love to Dylan Stewart. If he's still available, I'm gonna go Kyle Kennard from South Carolina.
Oh, that's my guy.
I
Love
like Cal
Kyle
Kennard a lot too.
That's a steal right here.
Everybody kept talking about Dylan Stewart, which is, of course, I mean, he's generational. But I was like, man, this other guy next to him though, he's pretty darn good himself. And it kind of reminds me when Clowney was at South Carolina,
Yeah,
but Melvin Ingram was also there. People kind of was not that high on Melvin. Was like, Melvin Ingram's there, but Clowney. But like that's cool. That's what kind of reminds me of.
Cal Kennard, like people had him as like a high second, and I have no clue what happened in the draft process for him to fall all the way down to the third. But it's happened. There's my
All
guy.
right.
There's my guy.
Green Bay's gonna go with Jared Ivey, edge rusher. That gives them Mason. That gives them Ivy, Trey Amos, and Higgins. All right, Jacksonville.
What did he do for Jacksonville? 2 defensive tackles. Did he take a running back?
No. Mason Graham, Derek Hallman, Xavier Watts, Harold Fanning Jr.
Give me Ollie Gordon, Oklahoma State.
I gotta play it, damn it.
Damn.
I love Ollie Gordon.
Yo, Ali has fallen that. Like this dude at one point 2 years ago would have been the top 5 pick, and now he's just crazy. Houston.
Give me Eric Elimineur from Stanford.
Oh, you got picked ahead of him, bro. Cowboys.
I didn't. Okay.
A leak. There's still some
Okay. Okay. Give me Savion Williams from TCU.
He going to.
God. Who want to trade?
It's not the third round. I'm chilling.
Yeah, me too. I'm relaxed.
All right. Okay. Me. Is Dylan Sampson still available?
He is.
All right. Give me Dylan Sampson.
He is, and that's a great pick.
That is a great pick, actually.
Especially with we don't know about Damian Pierce. He might be gone, might not be. Don't know for sure. So we need a good backup.
All right.
He's gonna
Rams are up.
Can I know what I did for the Rams?
Yeah. Caleb Johnson. That's it.
Johnson, that's it. Okay.
Rams got a crazy draft class going so far.
Unbelievable.
Is Tyleek Williams still available?
He is.
He is.
There we go.
Oh my God. I was just about to take him with the Ravens, bro.
I was wondering. I wanted to say because I almost took him like early second. And I was like, anyone said his name
right
yet?
from my Ravens, man. You took him right.
Has anyone said his name yet?
All right. It's going to really kill the Michigan and John Harbaugh to go 2 Ohio State players in 3 picks. But shout out to my boy Skrill. I got you a white edge rusher. Jack Sawyer. Come down to the Baltimore Ravens. We get Jack Sawyer. High motor guy off the edge. Somebody we can develop. Especially with Owe might be leaving after this year. So I like Sawyer. I was going to go with Tyleek, but you took Tyleek, so I'm going to go Sawyer.
All right. Damn, the Amari Cooper trade. He's trying to cook for the Bills, man.
Oh, I didn't even realize my sound went off. But listen. Shout out to my boy Skrill. I got you your white edge rusher. You've been asking for a white edge rusher. I got you one. High motor guy. Relentless to the quarterback. It's going to kill the Michigan. It's going to kill the Michigan man and Jim Harbaugh. Well, John Harbaugh, sorry. It's going to kill it, but maybe we need to do that, right? Maybe like we've been going too Michigan heavy. It's nice to go to Ohio State players. So the Ravens get Jack Sawyer, they get Jar Simmons, and when they also get Andrew Makuba.
Oh, sorry, just realized.
What?
I was just looking at some picks ahead.
Yeah.
I'm still pissed about the Amari Cooper trade as a Bills GM.
Yeah.
I would have been able to cook in this round, but not.
Bro, I'm so mad. You took Tyleek Williams right before I did. I was about to take him to the Ravens. He would have been a nice plug and play to replace to be in there for just in case Travis Jones is gone next year. But there's some other D tackles I like, and we got 2 4th-round picks. So not that we're doing that, but if this went like this, the Ravens would be in good shape.
Yeah.
What do you think about Jack Sawyer in the third?
You asking me?
Yeah.
I like Jack Sawyer as a third.
Yeah.
I was going to take him earlier in the draft anyway. But that was more of a settle. In the third, it's great value. Like, you're still having time. This was where, though, like, see, Jack Sawyer to me has been overrated by a lot of people. But if he's in this range, it's a really good range for him.
It is really good because it's value, because he does have a high motor.
Yeah.
He's a guy that will just keep coming. And I think playing on this defense with those guys, it would just, you just got to keep, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It would keep the motor running. All right, Seattle, the West.
That's a big one right there.
Give me a quarterback. Give me Kyle McCord.
Oh, no, he did it. Damn it. My Jets plan.
That was crazy.
My Jets plan. No.
That's a good pick. A little Sam Darnold insurance.
Yes, sir. A little Sam Darnold insurance. He has talent. He has some good talent. We can just rein him in a little bit, but the talent's there. Some good talent in there. Good. I think it's worth a third round.
All right, I got the Saints.
Oh, and the Saints go marching in.
Yeah. Saints are going to select Will Howard.
Oh, they run on quarterbacks. The Jets are fuming.
Yeah, I'm Cleveland. They went Travis Hunter, Jalen Murray, Marcus Mbapp. Third round, we're going to go need a replacement for Nick Chubb. And Browns are going to go Taj Brooks, running back from Texas Tech.
Okay.
Yeah. He fits more of that style, AFC North type. I thought about Knight, the other running back, but thought about Harvey.
Yeah.
But I felt like, wanted somebody with a little more power. All right, West, Kansas City Chiefs.
Give me my boy. We see Rice might be getting suspended. Don't know what might happen there.
You already took Trey Harris, by the way.
Took Trey Harris for down the field. We took Elijah Arroyo. Oh, do I want to do it? Do I want to do it? I really think this guy fit good here. Man, fuck it. It's my shit. Fuck it. Give me Xavier Restrepo.
Oh, nice pick.
That's a good pick.
That's where I was gonna go actually here. Who have I picked for the Eagles thus far?
Nick Warren and Darian Porter.
Okay. Can we look at wide receiver really quick before I make a selection?
Wide receivers getting picked, boy.
Gross. All right, we're gonna go back. We're just gonna do what the Eagles always do. We're gonna take Demetrius Knight Jr.
Good pick. Two South Carolina Gamecocks.
Yes, sir.
Minnesota, we went Kenneth Grant in the first. We could use a safety. That one's still good. Yeah, we're going to go Jonas Sanker.
Hey, I love Jonas Sager.
Miami.
Well, who have I picked so far?
Calvin Bench Jr., Maxwell Hurst.
Oh man. Let's take Omar Norman Watt.
Like it. Good pick. All right, Giants.
Now, who have I picked for the Giants?
Shador Sanders, Luther Burden, Ozzie Trapillo.
Okay. Can I see running back really quick?
Yeah.
Oh. Man, that's such a bad space for them to be in. And then CV is the last thing I want to look at.
Corner.
Yeah. I like Jacob Parrish enough to take him here. I'm taking Jacob Parrish.
All right, 49ers.
The injuries we had last year, don't know how much Christian McCaffrey got. Give my guy RJ Harvey.
Oh, I should have just drafted my guy because it was my only pick to do it.
All right, Rams.
Whew. My glasses on. Let's see, we got the buttons. Can you take me to the quarterbacks? Some trash available. Okay. Can you take me to the wide receivers?
We're on wide receivers now.
On wide receivers. You know what? Give me Tyler Shaw.
Hey.
Who?
Give me Tyler Shaw.
Oh, Tyler. Yeah, he gonna go higher than this.
Especially with Quinn Ewers off the board.
Yeah.
Then who you closing out with? Your boy, Matt?
Who?
I mean, it's not as much of a need for that, but just for the sake of it, CJ West.
I could.
How do you even get to pick Elijah Roberts and Baron Sorrell, man? I like Mello Dotson a lot, too. Weird that I like multiple Kansas players in a draft class. Don't feel good about that. Don't feel good about that one bit. I made a mistake.
Huh?
Fatal mistake. I didn't realize somebody was still on the board.
Yeah.
How did I lose out on the Peebles champion, man? That's my guy.
Who?
Peebles.
All right, we're gonna do a trade here. Detroit's trading out. Detroit is going to trade pick 102 to finish it out strong. And Detroit is going to trade with the Baltimore Ravens, who's coming up.
They're going to take Peebles, baby.
They're going to send pick 129. And they're going to send a 5th round pick from Carolina. All green. Baltimore's now on the board. And Baltimore likes a couple of things that's up here. We like this corner here, Dorian Strong from Virginia Tech and Kobe Bryant. We like both of those guys. We like these D tackles that are on the board. Josiah Stewart, the edge rusher. We like David Walker down here from Central Arkansas. Jordan Burke. And you know we like these D tackles. You know we like the D tackles. We love Shamar Turner, CJ West, Mr. West. Also love your boy Aeneas Peebles, and I also love Deion Walker. So Baltimore came back up. We got a plethora of options. We wanted to get one of these players because we didn't think one of these players would fall to us. We gave up one of our fourths, keeping another fourth, gave up a fifth to move up back into the third. And with the Ravens have Josh Simmons, we have Andrew McCouba, we have Jack Sawyer. We need to address the middle of the defense, and we're going to go with C.J. West, D tackle from Indiana, close out the third round, and that's it.
I like him a lot. I was thinking about him with the Texans.
Yeah, he a dog, boy. He eats double teams.
He fits right in, man.
The Bills better not have this draft class, man.
But that is the most athletic Bills draft I've seen in a long time.
Yes, it is. That's a crazy. That feels like a Ravens build. Let me ask you, I haven't gotten your take on it. How do you feel about C.J. West?
I think he's one of the guys that's on the radar for the Houston Texans at that defensive tackle spot, in my opinion. I think he's somewhere between mid-second to early third, in my opinion. Yeah. I think he's a guy that can disrupt. I think he's a guy that, honestly, in my opinion, may not even reach his full potential yet. I think that's a lot of guys in this defensive line class is like that. That's why I'm very high on this defensive line class. Look, this might sound crazy. I like freaks on the D line. I like technicians. That's nice, but you give me some athletic freaks. You give me some guys that can disrupt, that can get up the field. That's when you really start to raise my eyebrows. Yeah. And this class is full of them. He's one of them. And to me, that Indiana defense was underrated all year long, and he was at the forefront. I like him. I think he's on the radar with the Texans, honestly, in my opinion. I think he's can definitely be a Texan, in my opinion.
Do he feels like a Raven to you?
Definitely.
Like a Raven type player.
Like it's a lot. It's a lot of those guys in this draft.
It is.
One of them Ravens freak athletes type guys.
Yeah, Peebles is another one. Deion Walker's one. My boy Simeon Barrow Jr. What you think about the pick, Joy?
Oh man, I love it. Like I said, Peebles being there, that's my guy. That's like my ultimate guy. I've been the head of the Peebles champion. But that being said, CJ West is also a very, very good player. Like that's crazy. Like it's just a good group in general. If you get either of those guys in round 3, you're just like swimming to the fences, happy out of your mind.
And tell me that's not great value to give up a 4th and a 5th round pick to come up and get them.
Yeah.
If your first 4 picks for Ravens are Josh Simmons, Andrew McCouba, Jack Sawyer, and CJ West, I think we're doing good.
Yeah. I mean, and there's still so many players that are left in this draft class too, like that we even get to talk about.
Right. I think the Ravens are going to come away with a really good class.
Yeah. I mean, see, this is the fun part about doing it 3 rounds as opposed to like the 1 and 2s that everybody does, because you actually see how different people's boards are.
Right, and you see the boards start to unfold. Yep.
Yeah, because like the first 32, like everybody kind of has a similar mindset within 40 players, but it's like once you pass 40, that's where like all breaks are on.
Yeah.
Like
that's when everything's chalk, like from like 1 to 32, 1 to 40.
Yeah.
After a while, you start to see, all right, now people are going to start drafting for need and drafting best players.
Yeah, like if I got to the point where the Ravens had a choice to get like 1 of 4 players, and it's like the top of round 4, because that's basically where you drafted at, and it's CJ West, Peebles, Baron Sorrell, and freaking Elijah Roberts, I'm like, mind. Those are like my 4 guys at all those positions.
Yeah, agreed, bro.
I didn't even think about it until like recently. I'm like, I love mid-rounders in this class just so much. Like day 2 and day 3 feel like, day 2 and like round 2, round 3 feel like the heartbeat of this class right now, and it's going to be a blast.
I agree. I can't wait.
It's like you were saying earlier, where it's like this draft class feels like not a lot of stars, but a lot of starters. And like that excites people like me, you, and Tate who like watch the draft and care about the draft because it's like, oh my God, there's so many extra people you get to talk about that you regularly don't get to. But at the same time, for like the casual, it's probably not going to be as fun.
Yeah.
Still not a fan of the wide receiver class. That's your takeaways from this. Man, I'm excited to go live on draft day.
And think about it.
I can't wait, bro. I can't wait, bro.
I took my time off already. Whew, we're gonna be calling it.
Yeah. Can't wait, bro. And then like I'm going live again tomorrow. Like we ramping up. So I'm going live again tomorrow. If you guys are available, let me know. But tomorrow's gonna be way earlier though, like daytime. Like, we're gonna get it in early. I know, Joy, what time do you get up for work tomorrow?
I get off at 5 p.m. Pacific. So
Perfect. Thanks, Tate. Thanks, Jordan. Hey, I just posted the results on Twitter, so you guys will be able to check them out. Thanks for everyone who tuned in to YouTube and watched this all night. 223 viewers. You guys see that? 223 people watching this thing. And then we got more people on playback. And thank you to Miss Gina. Shout out to her for always holding me down, having my back, and posting my stuff. So appreciate you guys. And we'll be back tomorrow with an earlier edition. We'll be breaking down all 22 tomorrow. We'll be breaking it down, watching some of our favorite players. So can't wait. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yes, sir. We definitely need an all 22 session, man. We haven't got one yet.
Exactly.